Good morning, everybody. Good evening in the Philippines. This is Marlena McCullough on Zoom number 106. I'm trying to admit everybody. And I see Leslie's already here and Gerlie, yay, with my special speakers. Thank you so much. I miss seeing you guys, by the way. Is Kim
Morning,
Kim
Ma'am
gonna be here
Ellen.
and his wife?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I realized, Mike was just telling me that, oh, Kim Kim's not working yet. Is that right? Or is his
No,
wife is
his wife is teaching and he works at Walmart part-time
okay?
because no one can take care of their son.
Right, right. But
Yeah.
I was thinking that that would be a great thing that they could share about, how husband and wives
Yeah.
manage their lives
Yes.
when they come to the US, right? They're
Yes,
both
ma'am.
teachers. But yeah, I wanna formally introduce you guys, but I need to see if Mike is here so he can be
Sir Mike is not here
my
yet.
co-host. Do you see him yet?
Not yet. No,
Yeah,
ma'am.
he's
He,
been sleeping in, so
I know. I
I don't
mean,
blame him. I'm sorry you had to wake up early. But
well, school now, I mean, the school year is so different than last year. Like our schedules are very hectic. Like it's
yeah,
something else this year.
yeah, I know you are always having fun there.
Not
But
anymore.
not anymore? You don't
I
anymore?
mean, this school year we don't get to have like a get together on Friday nights because it's already super exhausting. Like at the end of the day, we just all want to go to bed and rest.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Yes,
that. I was thinking, I'm so jealous. I'm 4 hours away, and I really wish I live closer. But for
we
everyone else that's here, I want to start on time. Actually, we're already 10 minutes late, but anyway, I want to formally introduce Leslie. Leslie's one of my favorite teachers in the world, and not just here in the Zoom, but everywhere in the world. But anyway, Leslie is one of the teachers that we brought, what, 3 years ago? Les? This is your third,
yeah,
yeah,
3 years ago.
3 years
Yes,
ago.
ma'am.
And she's one of our main guest speakers. And she is here with her two siblings. There are three of them, and they're all teachers. And now they're all in America. So I'm so proud
Yes.
of her and her family. And so two are in Arkansas, and Gerlie is her sister, and who teaches English, right?
Yes, ma'am.
At another school. But then they're only they live together. You live together with Gerlie, right?
Yeah, we live together. Yes,
Right.
ma'am.
They have one kid each. And then their brother, Kim, um, Cabosas, how do you say her last name?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. That's how you
Yeah,
say
is
it.
also married to a teacher. So there are actually four teachers here from the
Yes.
same family. I am so proud of them. And they are all here, but Kim and his wife are in Louisiana. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna let you speak about your siblings. And I don't know if if you have talked about what kind of topics you're gonna do,
Yeah, we
what order
did.
you're gonna do. I would just kind of interject and ask questions or whatever, but this is your show.
Yes, ma'am.
What I want to do is if you can share some things that work for you,
Yes, ma'am.
journey, maybe your journey to get here, things you learned,
Mm-hmm.
and strategies or just
Mm-hmm.
I guess cultural experiences as somebody from Cebu coming in
Yes,
here
ma'am.
to the US. And Leslie have become kind of more of a little leader there along with they're in the community, they're always there getting together and so on. They have maybe more than 50 people there now, right? I think
I think so, ma'am. Yeah.
because if you have
Yeah.
25 teachers, that's times
Mm-hmm.
two, that's at
Mm-hmm.
least 50 there. So
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, it's maybe closer to 100 people there in that
Mm-hmm.
one community, like in the Delta part. This is in the Delta part of Arkansas, which is the poorest in the state,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the hardest to get teachers. So
Mm-hmm.
we are so proud that these teachers are over there now and helping with the teacher shortage in Arkansas, especially. All right, Leslie, it's your floor.
All right, good morning, Mama Ellen, and to everybody. I'm Leslie Cabuenas. I'm a special ed teacher for 3 years already. It's my fourth year teaching special ed here in Arkansas. And I have my sister here, Gerlie. She teaches at Lee County. She's an English teacher. And my brother, he's like me. He's a special ed teacher. But he taught regular, ed classes in the Philippines. And right now he's not teaching. Well, one of the principals, I guess, in Louisiana, like where his wife is teaching asked him if he could teach this year, but they have a 2-year-old and it's hard. I mean, parents from the Philippines, we're not used to like, leaving our kids to someone we don't know. So
Yeah.
he's like, I'm just gonna stay home and take care of, my son. And then when he's ready, he would, grab the opportunity to teach. But as of the moment, he's not, but he works at Walmart part-time.
And he likes it?
So yeah, and
Yeah.
he loves it. I
Yeah.
mean, and he's being recognized for being hard, for being so hardworking. Because as Filipinos, well, like I think I've heard you said it before. We're like slave drivers. We worked so hard, and
Yeah.
like
We do
yeah,
drive ourselves. Yeah.
yeah, and
Well,
so we do work so hard, and he's like that at Walmart, and he's being appreciated. And I mean, like all of my siblings, I'm just so proud of them. Really, on her first year of teaching, she was hailed as the teacher of the year, and
nice.
it's
Yeah, I know. I'm
so
proud of that.
amazing. Yeah,
Gerlie. Yeah.
I'm so proud. And Kim is he's doing the same thing. Jurian, my sister-in-law, she's amazing too. I mean, I think this is her second year teaching as a special ed teacher, and she's like her principal adores her so much. So
Cool. Yeah.
it's an amazing thing. So yeah, so today I'm just gonna share that I mean, every Zoom meeting I don't skip this part because I think this is very important for everybody to know. But I'm here because of Dr. Ellen. We call her Dr. Ellen for like events like this, like. But in reality, I call her Mom Ellen. It took me so long to to finally call her Mom Ellen because it's usually Doc Dr.
Yes, yeah, that's
Ellen.
my nickname. Ellen is my
Yeah.
nickname.
So
Yeah.
Dr. Ellen or Dr. Marina, Dr. McCullough, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, when are you gonna stop calling me Dr. Ellen?" And I mean, I think it took me 2 years to finally get
Funny.
rid of the Dr. Ellen and just started calling you Mom Ellen. But yeah, way back 2022, I couldn't forget. I started joining your Zoom meetings. And I could remember there were like 7 or 8 of us
Oh,
in a room, and
yeah.
then you would talk to us, and I think I'm one of the lucky few who was able to, experience, being in a room with you, in a Zoom meeting with you, where you can give us, you've given us like, amount of time that we can talk and we were so free to share whatever we had in mind. And so yeah, that was I think the best experience for me because I was not really confident in in talking
You
using
can go
the
on YouTube and go to my Zoom
yeah
number one.
yes using I did that. I went back to our previous Zoom meetings, and I'm like, oh, I came so far. Like it's
You
yeah,
sound
like
very American now, Les.
yeah, but it didn't happen like overnight. It took me like a few years to get used to the English language and not think about like translating everything in my head and before I say it. So it took me so long to get used to the way
Now you think
the
in English, right?
in English.
Yeah.
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 So yeah, that I was joining Mom Ellen's. I was one of the very few who joined her first few Zoom meetings. I had mock interviews with you. I had mock interviews with you, and I think that I'm pretty sure 90% of my interviews I was pretty sure that because of your like because of your help. It wasn't me
I
actually.
disagree. She is so good.
No, I was not really like my answers were very generic. I would say that. And I think the first time that we had like a mock interview, I think the next day I will be having my interview at Barton. Yeah, so that like I think it was 1 o'clock, 1 a.m. in here, and then it was like around 10 or 11 in the Philippines. It was morning in the Philippines, and it was like at dawn here. And
Yeah.
you took your time to like because they were like, Mom Ellen, this is an emergency because we will be interviewed tomorrow, and we're not sure if we had the right answers. So you I think you set up a Zoom meeting, and then you had to talk with us, and then you ask us questions. And I was like, I think you told me that, Leslie, I think your answers are great, but they are so generic. You have to provide, experiences, your exam, personal experiences as a teacher. And I think I was so focused of, selling myself, that I forgot that I should be talking about my classroom experiences, the way that I'm, dealing with the kids, that the things that I'm doing at school, and not just bragging about my achievements, which was my mindset before, because I have to do this so they will like me. But I think after that, so I started to, like, create like a script or like a note, and just to remind myself how should I do it the next day. And the next day I had an interview with Barton. It took me like it I think it took me 20 minutes to finish the interview. They asked me a lot of questions. It was all like follow-up questions of the things that I've been sharing. I
Uh-huh.
even got to the point where I shared about I had to cross rivers just to visit my kids. We had home visitations in the Philippines, especially for students who were absent, and they were asking, why did you do that? Why don't you just send a text or an email? Like, on the Philippines, some parts of the town that I am, living, they don't have internet connection or whatever, so we have to do that.
Yeah,
I
that
I was
impressed them, I think, Les.
Yeah, and I have like a mini library in the classroom, because we're short of books. So I would usually print out, reading materials, and just, set it up in my mini library, and the kids could read it during lunchtime or during free time or whatever. And they were so amazed that they started to ask more questions. And I think it wasn't hard for me because I was just sharing. But the problem during that time, I had to, like, think about the words that I have to say, because I can freely say it in Bisaya. Like, I can tell you how it is being done in the classroom, but to
Uh-huh.
translate it to English, it was it was super hard for me. But I think they saw that I was really genuine about my experiences. I was true to myself. And so I didn't expect that I would be hired, because that was my first interview, and I know I didn't do so well, like, language wise. I was struggling. I was like, I would pause for a moment and think about the
No, but
words that could
I
come
thought
out.
that you were always fluent. The first time that I talked to you, I just thought that you were one of the most fluent speakers because you're pretty smooth. I think you're harder on yourself because you
I
really were more fluent than
think,
others.
Ellen, but yeah.
Even your kid Exora,
Oh,
she's already
well,
fluent.
Zara, she's better than me.
No,
I think she's
yeah,
better than me. When she came, and I truly believe that, like, when she came here, my friends at Barton, that, like, my fellow teachers, the people that I work with, they were
yeah,
like,
she ended
so
up with
when
that
is
school, by the way. Yeah,
yeah, when is your daughter coming? I'm like, she's coming in a few weeks. And they were like, so is she okay? Can she speak the language? And I'm like, she can. And when she came, they were like, oh, she's better than you. Because she has this accent that really sounded like an American. So I'm like, yeah, she is.
yeah.
And
They
so,
followed Leslie later. So I was actually one day, remember going with you looking for a
no,
house or something, and I was talking to her when she was still in the
uh-huh.
Philippines. And I was saying something about, my goodness, she is so fluent. Sounds like an
She is.
American.
And see, she's a mess right now. I mean, she's a growing teenager, and she's
Yeah,
into
she's
a lot
loving
of
it.
things.
And she-
And I'm like, well, she's a seventh grader, and
wow, already.
I'm so excited, but I want her to join, stuff like volleyball,
You
basketball, or
should. Yeah.
cheer or what. But she was like, no, I'm not doing any of that. I'm not sporty, and you will not see me wearing those short skirts. Like,
Yeah.
it's fine.
And you
And
can
so,
force them. In America,
yeah.
I know in the Philippines we kind of control our kids,
Yes,
do
in
whatever.
here,
Here they have choices. They
no,
really,
they have
you can't force them.
no, ma'am.
Yeah.
I just realized that in here, like
Yeah.
I was like, I really like Exora calls me a helicopter mom, and I'm not, and
We tend to be.
she's like, I thought you were cool, mom, but you sounded like like a helicopter mom. I'm
Explain
like Exora.
helicopter mom. Explain helicopter mom to
Well,
everybody, please.
helicopter mom, the controlling mom, the mom who doesn't let the kids go outside and play without without your supervision.
Yeah,
The kid who doesn't
you're always there.
always
Yeah.
on her always on her tails.
Yeah. That's about
So
right.
always, getting into their business and so like just like why can't you just leave me alone? Like Exora, nobody's a cool mom. Every mom is like helicopter mom, especially if if
Some are just
someone
worse
that
than others.
well, he's just like okay, but right now she's trying to pursue, joining. She has finally joined the band, the
Good.
Barton School band.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I think she likes Miss Stephanie.
Yeah.
She has read her journals, remember?
Oh
So
yeah.
I think she was inspired. She has seen
What did
her
what did
pictures.
she read about Stephanie? My daughter Stephanie?
That the journal, I think you shared your like when we were in there, you showed her the journal where you have like pictures of Miss Stephanie, her artworks,
Oh
like
yeah, more of a scrapbook.
yeah,
Yeah, her
yeah, like a
scrapbook. Yeah.
scrapbook. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she was like, I think I'm not sure, but I think she one day she finally decided she will join the band. So I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
that's
so glad
good.
that she's doing that though,
Mm-hmm.
because in when they go to college here, and hopefully you'll end up with H1B, someday, and then you end up here, they will need the extracurricular. And for the scholarship,
Yeah.
for example, Les, everybody that's vying for the scholarship, they're going to be
Mm-hmm.
all having good grades and so on.
Yes.
But what separates them from the others would be what their hobbies are,
Mm-hmm.
and their extracurricular. Like
Yes,
Jet,
ma'am.
Jet, I think got the best scholarship in the University of Arkansas. That's my son, Jet, now 26. Of course, he was born here. But his hobbies were like blacksmithing, which is like old
Uh-huh.
fashioned. Our preacher is a blacksmith, and so he likes to do that on the side. So Jet learned from him, and another one was flying because he learned how to become a pilot from dad. We had an airplane
Wow.
at that time, and so he didn't get his license yet, but he was always like that in the right side, flying with dad. And he said, I learned how to fly. I can land and I can take off. I just don't have my license. But those are the two things that you don't hardly
Mm-hmm.
hear from the other,
Yeah.
kids.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to tell Exora that the extracurricular, things are so, so important, when they start doing college applications
Yes.
here in the US. Yeah, for scholarship. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I
Yeah.
will tell her that.
Yeah.
And because I'm like and also she's very into writing books. Like she has written a lot of books like, in her
Good.
own, and she also illustrates,
Good. You
pictures.
need to get her self-published. Less you
I
can get
know.
self-publishing now in through
Um
Amazon. And
uh-huh.
yeah, and it's not too much. So that
Thank
might be
you,
something
ma'am.
you want to do before she
Mm-hmm.
graduates. Yeah.
I want to do that because she's really into it, and I'm like, I think if she's like, I'm not really into sports. I don't want anything. I don't want anything that, that has to do with moving my entire body. I'm like, it's fine.
Well,
And
that's not her learning style.
she
That's
doesn't.
bodily
Yeah,
kinesthetic. Yeah. So
and
she's not.
she's
And that's
not, and
okay.
but that's okay. I'm
Yeah.
like, I have to control myself. Being an Asian mom,
Because that's our default.
That's our default. So I
That's our
wanna like,
default.
I
Yeah.
wanna reset. I'm like, I need to learn from other moms,
Yeah.
American moms. But I'm
Yeah.
trying. It's just
But you're
like,
in the same different building now for the first time because she was
yes.
elementary, now she's in high
My
school.
husband, my junior works in the,
School
at
too.
school, and he lurks in there, you know, trying to see if he has something to do in there, like prepare and stuff, because he just want to see his daughter. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's a it's a new environment for her, but she's having so much fun.
She's
I
having
think
so
she
much
likes
fun.
high
Yeah.
school. Yeah, she likes it.
Yeah. But you mentioned about Barton, and I know that's her first interview, but you had other interviews, right?
Yeah,
Before you got that job.
I had other interviews, so I didn't I didn't get the feedback from Barton I like right away. So, well, I
That's
applied.
common.
I think I sent an email to where Gerlie works right now at Lee County, and so I had an interview with them too. Like at Barton, I was only interviewed by my principal, but the principal in the elementary, high school, and our superintendent, Dr. Guthrie. But in Lee County, it was a different, setup. There were like seven of them.
It's a team. It's a team.
It's
It's
a
a yeah.
team. Like
Yeah.
I think they have like a team that were composed of teachers, like superintendents, supervisors, or whoever, like the
Yeah.
principal.
It's a
They
committee,
were.
interview
It's
committee.
yeah. So I was so nervous because I think my master teacher during that time she went through the interview first and then she texted me, oh, it's gonna be seven people in there, so be ready. And I was not at home. I was in Mindanao during that time.
Ooh.
We visited our family in Mindanao, and we were far, like it's a far flung barangay, so we have to like the internet connection was not stable, so they I was like being kicked out like three times,
Oh
and I
no.
kept coming back, and I had to like apologize, and there was like I think a typhoon during that time, so I had to explain it to them, and they were so understanding. But I was like, they asked me about my teaching philosophies, how did I do in the classroom, and I was just the same way that I answered Barton people. That's I did the same thing with them, and so it lasted like, and it was so funny, Mom Ellen. That interview, I couldn't forget it because during my interview at Barton, I was the only one in the room, like because I was at home, and so my mom, Junior, my husband, were all waiting outside. But
Uh,
during that interview, well, I'm like, I think it was like I think 10 or 12 years before I saw my family again in
ah.
Mindanao. So they were so excited and they all want to listen to me being interviewed. So I was in there sitting in front of like 12 or 13 Lolas and aunties and cousins, and they were like looking at me, and I was like looking at the phone, and they were all listening. It was so
I did not know you. I didn't know you had an audience, Les.
I don't know this, and it made me more nervous, but I at the same time it pushed me to do a lot better because they are all watching me. They were all watching me, so I did that, and so I was interviewed, kicked out for three times, and then so I did not expect anything. I was just happy that I get to experience being interviewed, by principals and people from here, and so like and then after 3 days, I got an email from Barton that they are planning to hire me if I would accept the offer. And I said yes right away. And then I think a day after that, I was also like, I also received an email from Lake County telling me that they would want to hire me as a special ed teacher. And so I politely declined because, I already accepted the job offer
Yeah.
from Barton. But like
That's
I
lucky.
asked God,
That's
yeah,
lucky and blessed though that you have
yeah.
two offers. Yeah.
I asked God for a sign, and I'm like, but I wasn't expecting any. But I was like, if ever I get a job from the U.S., the first one who gives me an offer, that's the one that I'm taking because that's
Yeah.
God's plan for me, and it was Barton, so I think I was
Yeah.
destined to be at Barton. So
Yep. I believe
yeah,
it.
yeah, and so like I came here. Dr. Ellen helped me with all the paperwork. She helped me get in here. When I first got here, she bought us plates because we didn't have one. I mean, plates and glasses and pots because we didn't have one. She helped us move from one house to another. I could tell you a lot of things, but it would take us a whole day to, just let you know how no, I don't want to be emotional today because I have like a plugged nose, so it's gonna be ugly. But she helped us a lot, took us to places we cannot go because we didn't have our own vehicles that time. You even like rented out a van just for us to go to Mountain Home and go to that amazing cave and just everywhere. And
Dallas. We went to
provided
Dallas, Texas.
and we went to Dallas, your sister Mom Bibi, like all of the your family has been also so nice to all of the Filipino teachers, and and I think the most important thing was that you stayed in our school for 2 years. You are the our
Consultant. Yeah.
consultant in our school, and you were able to guide me in my first 2 years. at Barton. What I am today as a teacher, is basically because I was a very different teacher in the Philippines. I was a very teacher centered. I was in that setup in the Philippines. I wasn't used to, just taking it all in and learning from it. No, it wasn't that way. So it was very difficult for me, but Mom Ellen, guided me through all of it. And this time around, I think she set us free like 2 years, like a year ago. But the learnings that I've gotten from her, it was amazing. And the list, the 15 things, I would always repeat this. The first time you visited me, there were 15 things that you told me to improve. Not you were not like you were not criticizing it all. That wasn't the case because I think I always say this, like, you have a way with words that you get to tell people that you're not doing it right, but in a way that it doesn't offend, the people around you. So I'm like, yeah, it's fine. I'm gonna do it, Ellen. And the next time you went into my classroom, you were like, oh, you did all the 15 things. What will I?
What do I say
No,
now,
I
Leslie?
don't
You
have.
get
No,
everything.
what will I say now? I don't have anything for you to improve. But along the way, there were like little things that I've learned.
And I mentioned three things, Les. Do you mind mentioning at least three to
I
five
have a
things?
list, but you wanted me to display my students' work. I didn't display my students' work. You wanted me to be student centered because I was so focused on myself. I was like trying to tell you that, look, Mom Ellen, I can do this. I got this. And you're like, Les, you might want to allow your students to participate and be involved in that. Just you like putting all the show. I'm like, did I do that? And you're like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, I was trying to impress you because I was so nervous the first time you went into my class. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
but
I have to
yeah.
do this.
I
But
messed up too there, Leslie. I messed up, Leslie. I should not have shared all the things I noticed.
no,
Hi, Zora, because I should just have mentioned two or three things. But, Leslie and I were just visiting because I always have a feedback with them. And,
yes,
she was taking notes on her phone, things that I was just mentioning. I didn't mean for her to focus on all 15 things. I
I
just like,
think that
well, these
was
are some things that you could do,
yeah.
whatever. But I just really want two things, to see the next time. But
I think
yeah, she's
you
overachiever.
didn't mean it because it was just like a casual
Yeah,
casual
conversation.
conversation. But I was like, I was not holding a pen by that time because I don't want to offend you. But like when you left, I listed all of those, and like I think she said that I should. Oh, I took the
Good memory. Yeah.
yeah, I really like took notes of it. But yeah, it helped me so much. I think I've grown so much over the years because of your help, and I'm so grateful.
Well, you
And
also have a
I
good
think
school, Leslie. You have a good school with
I
really
have,
good,
yeah,
curriculum folks that help you.
I
So yeah, don't
yes.
forget to give them credit because you
Well,
especially because you are so good.
I I'm so happy also that that my superintendent, the people that I work with, my principals, oh my God, they're so
You're so
amazing. They
good.
are the epitome of servant
Yeah. Servant leaders. Yeah, they
leadership
will do,
because
they will do, yeah,
like
everything.
this is the only place that I've seen a principal. I have lunch duty every day because I am a special ed teacher. I have the like my time is more flexible than the regular ed teachers.
Uh,
So I have duty every day with my sped supervisor. We have lunch. That's my sped supervisor, but she goes to lunch duty with me. We dump
nice.
trays, you know, like we dump trays. We help kids. We clean the cafeteria. That's how it is every lunch duty. But I have my supervisor with me who dumps trays with me and who cleans trays with me and cleans the table
Yeah.
with
They
me.
nobody's
And
higher than anybody. We're like
no,
colleagues. Yeah.
and on top of that, my principal is also helping us.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
it's a
and
servant leadership style for sure in
it's
America.
it's so amazing to see, like it's a breath of fresh air for me because it wasn't. I have to be honest, it wasn't like that in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Hierarchy in the Philippines is
It's an
yeah,
authoritative leadership style
yeah,
versus
but
servant leadership or collaborative
I'm
here.
I'm not blaming them. We got it, from your,
Cultural thing.
culture. It's a cultural thing, and it's not bad. It's not
Yeah.
bad. It's
We
just
put them in the pedestal.
yeah,
Well, here in America, we're like even keel,
yeah.
even. Yeah.
But we don't like. I would always call like someone, my supervisor, my principal would always call them ma'am or sir, and they're like, "Why would you call us that?" And I'm like, "It's just a cultural thing, and that's a thing that I'm having a hard time to really let go." Like, and they're like, oh, you better get used to, our thing, our culture here. We don't do that. We're all equal. But at the same time, they're like, well, it's fine, it's Cabuenas, just leave it be. We know that you're very respectful and we appreciate you. So I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they're like,
And you have
"Eh,
to do a ride, less, right? You had to share rides with people because you didn't have your car
yes,
yet.
I had to ride with my instructional facilitator. He took us home, and she would pick us up from from our house and bring us to school. And then one of my colleagues, she would do that too. And it's like for like 4 months or
Did
five
you pay?
months.
Did you pay or did you offer to pay?
Well, my instructional facilitator, I offered to pay, but he was like, "No, I'm helping you, so you don't have to do this." The other one, my co-teacher, she was like, "Just pay me like a minimal amount, where you
Yeah.
could just help me with the gas." That's all I did. But
Yeah.
they were also nice. My instructional facilitator, my testing coordinator, the wife of my superintendent, Miss Megan, Debbie, they took their time to go with us. I and Marisa, we went everywhere just to find a house.
Yeah.
They they are that nice, and I'm very very thankful. And my fellow teachers, they're also nice too. So I'm just
Yeah,
happy.
you got so blessed with a very good school. I mean, very
Yes,
supportive and love. They really love the three Filipino teachers there.
yes,
Gerlie and Abby and Marissa, who's high
yeah.
school math. Yeah, and Abby, of course, your cousin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And we have a very, I mean, our school system is very refreshing and very supportive. And also the community that we are into,
yeah,
like the Filipino teachers here in the Delta, everybody helps everybody.
yeah.
So,
And their
um,
classrooms are big, big and
and their
nice, really nice.
classrooms are big and nice. And, in the Philippines, like, it's so funny because in the Philippines, if it rains, really, really, like if we have like a heavy rain or whatever, like, we usually cancel classes. But
I didn't
in
know
here,
that. Wow. Okay.
yeah, and they would say, like in the Visaya, you would also say, oh, kay basa man ang blackboard. Di taman skwela, may klase kay basa ang blackboard. But
You
in
think the
here,
blackboard really gets wet? Is that really right?
it's yeah, I think that was a thing before because classrooms before in the Philippines don't have like walls, like
Yeah, now she got
it's
smart board in her room and all
yeah, and
that.
it's
Yeah.
so funny because in here, like my husband drives the bus, and he's like, "Oh, I hope it's like in the Philippines that when it rains, like classic, basta ang blackboard." But in here, you have the school buses who will pick you up from your stop or your waiting area and just take you to school, and then from school they bus drivers will take you to your home and vice versa. So I'm like, yeah, I know it's so different in here, and you cannot just skip school because it's raining, or even if it's a bad weather, like there's like a thunderstorm or whatever. No, it's not like that. You have to
Yeah.
go to school because what's the reason that you would not? You have like a school
Right.
bus or
Right.
whatever, and
Yeah.
free breakfast, free lunch for the kids. Kids come to school. At the very beginning of the school year, they are given backpacks with school supplies in it. Chromebooks, like a computer, like a laptop
For
in the
every
Philippines for
child. Yeah.
every student. It's like a Wi-Fi, like this the entire school campus is a Wi-Fi zone. So wherever you are, you can work. Um, yeah, you can really, I think you've mentioned that, we work in the Delta part of Arkansas. This is the poorest. But if
Uh-huh.
you compare it to the Philippines, you're like working in a LaSalle. It's like teaching in LaSalle or
Really?
the
Yeah.
like the big
The best
universities in the
ones.
Philippines. They have like air, like the AC is turning like it's on for the entire day, and then
Uh-huh.
when it's winter, you're not gonna get cold inside
It's
because
heated.
it's
Uh-huh.
heated. So the kids in here are very lucky, even if they call this the poorest of the poor in the entire Arkansas. But oh my God, I'm like, no, you're not poor. You have everything. You have
You know,
free breakfast. school
Yeah.
supplies,
But they don't know
whatever.
that. They don't have a
They don't
comparison.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, and I would like tell them, you should be very lucky because, pencils, they would just throw it away after using. I'm like, oh, the poopies, we have to like use it until we get to the end. I'm like, but yeah, they don't know that. They have nothing to compare it to. So I think that's why. But I'm so happy to that Exora gets to experience this kind
Yeah.
of, educational system. And
Yes.
I think it helped her so much. Right, Exora's writing skills nowadays. Oh my God, she's really, really better than me. The
Well,
vocabularies,
I
like,
always said that with my own kids so that I would believe it because my both of my
yeah,
kids, I always felt like, that they are better than me. At fourth grade at that time, they would send me their sample of work and I'm like, oh my goodness, they have really good voices.
yes. And then, like the way that she writes, I'm like, where did you get all these words?
Nice.
She's like, I've read a book. And, she has read like thousands of books already that when she graduated, she had a special award for getting the highest, points in reading because she would read a book and she would test on it. And I think
Uh-huh.
she got the highest points among
Nice.
everybody
Congratulations.
else.
I didn't
So
know that one. Wow.
yeah, she's got
Proud of
that. So
her.
I was so proud. Like it was a surprise. They're like, "Oh my God!" Junior and I were like hollering, like, "Where'd you go?"
Yeah, we're so proud though that a Filipino child that was raised in the Philippines and would excel that much, in the US. So that's
Yes,
really great. Yeah.
and a lot of Filipino kids are doing that. Jing's kids are excelling leadership wise. Like the oldest is getting awards,
Yeah.
for that.
Nice.
Kale, Sir Mike's daughter, she's getting, she's a student of the month, like,
Nice.
things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
April's
they're
daughter and
doing well. So
everybody, yeah.
yeah. So for
And
teachers that are wanting to come here, you don't worry about, if you're bringing kids because they're gonna also gain as much as you do.
yeah,
Don't you think?
definitely.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
It's I think my husband said that. He's like, you will really not grow if you are not going to get out of your comfort zone because
Yeah.
he thinks he has grown so much like over the years too.
Yeah, because
And
he
he's
was
like,
shy. And now
he
he's
was
like one of the leaders.
he was super shy, but right now he would like talk to everybody and I'm
Yeah.
like, you can do that.
Yeah.
He would start a conversation with a local and like, oh,
Nice. Yeah. So
that's
he's
a
really
great
speaking well now in
thing.
English.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
Well,
doing really
for
great.
those two, Junar is one gifted guy too because he's an electrician and a plumber, and
Mm-hmm.
those are skills that are so expensive to pay here. Like they start at
Yeah.
30 up, $30, 1,500 pesos and up per hour here for
Yeah.
that. So having that certification for your husbands when they come with you, that would help them, a lot, right?
Yes, and he thought like, I would come to the US. I don't have a degree. But he's like, he's earning much money than I do. And I'm like, and sometimes I would like, can you just give me money because we're running out of like he's like, why are you asking money from him? Like, well, but
Yeah.
yeah,
They
and
make
he
more
works
money. Yeah.
they make more money and he
The
would like,
maintenance department.
go out like Saturdays he would, go to someone's place and fix their whatever and he would like get 100 bucks or 200. I'm like, can you share it to me? He's like, no.
Yeah, I know, but I felt bad because he had fixed hours up a couple of times and he will not charge me. And I'm like,
No, he loves
I need
you.
to pay you, but
He
he's
loves you
good.
all.
Yeah, he's so good. My husband knows him well now. Like,
Yeah.
who is that guy that knows all kinds of stuff?
But
But
yeah, I don't want to take my time because my siblings are gonna be sharing too. But I just want to share a few about. I think you listed professional development and why it matters for new Filipino teachers here in Arkansas. Well, I can only share about Arkansas since I've been here for almost 4 years now. So first thing is it's required by law and licensure. So if you are not, if you don't comply with the hours that are required every year, you might not be able to renew or to be able to teach the next year. So you have to do that. And also your business sponsor, they're very into like, they reminding you that you have to, get your PD hours and you have to do that. So, and next thing is it bridges the gap between Philippines and the U.S. educational systems. I really believe that, and I
yeah,
think
6 days. I think 36 hours is what
yeah,
required.
and I was so lucky because I would always get the free PD from my like when we go to Salem and it's a 4 hour drive and we would talk like about classroom management, strategies, techniques, and I would like I got a P like a lot, like more than 50 or 100 hours of free PDs from Mom Ellen, and it's so amazing.
Unofficial.
Unofficial, but I've learned so much from it.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
I learned so
professional
much from you guys
development,
too.
like in the Philippines, it's the thing that we call trainings or seminars. In America, we call it professional development. So that's it. Also, so I think I've mentioned this before, but in the US, there's more emphasis in student-centered learning, differentiation, and inclusivity. So student centered. I think I'm not gonna be. I'm gonna give Philippine teachers a chance because in the Philippines, it's hard to do student centered I mean student centered learning because we didn't have enough supplies to do that.
Hmm.
We didn't have good internet connection. We didn't have computers in the classroom. We didn't have smart TVs in the classroom. We didn't have books. We didn't have activity books. We didn't have manipulatives that we can use in the classroom. So it's so hard. Like it's easy to say that we should do this in the classroom. It should be student centered learning environment, but it's so hard to do that when you are out of resources.
Very
So
good point, Les.
yeah, yes.
Yeah.
I think that's the case because I think Filipinos are very flexible. Filipino teachers are very flexible. We can always like me, I was like so used to, student centered environment. I mean, teacher centered environment in the Philippines. But when I got here, since I have all the resources, I can just do that. I can and then the differentiation, like I can always do routines or like rotations in the classroom. Like, oh, this group will be doing, IXL. You're gonna be on your Chromebooks and you're gonna do this, and this group will be doing this. They have manipulatives, and you can start working on this. I will be pulling out groups into my, teachers that like my U-shaped table, and I will do this with you. The rest will be reading books about this, and I have all those resources in the classroom. But I know Filipinos are very like innovative and resourceful, and we can do that in the classroom. But it would take us, like like a very huge amount of time, and at the same time, we have to, get money from our own pockets just
Yeah.
to,
To make copies. Here you
provide
have
that.
unlimited copies.
Yeah, like in here, you can just, make 100 copies in just like 5 minutes, and it's done because our photocopiers are like ding, 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 ding,
Fast.
ding,
Yeah.
very fast. And
Yeah.
so, and I like you have like that. Like I have my own personal computer in the classroom. Um, I have my own printer in the
Yeah.
classroom.
And
Like
the
everything is
school
very
paid for that. Yeah.
yeah. And I have a laptop that I can take home so I can work. So I didn't buy one for myself. Like when I got
Yeah.
here,
We'll just take
I
it
was
home.
about to buy one, but they're like, "Oh, you don't have to. I will give you one, and you can take it home and do your work at home." Like, yes, thank God. So everything is provided, but I guess when teachers come in here, I think they'll be able to do it because all of the resources are available. And if you don't do that, I mean, it's your fault already
Yeah. Well,
because
Leslie,
yeah,
what were the things that you wish somebody told you before you came here, now that you
that
learned it?
it's not easy.
Really?
That it's not easy because I thought when I was in the Philippines, nobody told me that it will not be a walk in the park. Like nobody told me that kids are different. Nobody told me
I thought I
that.
told you guys. You just didn't know though, huh? The
I
extent of
mean,
it.
different in a way. Maybe because we're from the Delta. I think it
The poverty
depends.
kids. Also the
I
poverty
think
kids have
yeah.
cultural
I
difference.
I
Yeah.
think it depends on the demographics and
Well,
the
yeah, the more socio-economic
social, yeah,
socioeconomic level
and
more than
socioeconomic
the
too. Yeah,
diversity ethnic.
yeah. But yeah, it's really that. And so, but but I mean, I really think Filipinos are flexible. It took me 6 months to just soak it all in and realize that, well, I'm in here and I have to do this. I
Yeah.
I should stop soaking and just do my work. And so yeah.
But she
And
had some cries along the way,
I
you know, the
had
first month.
I had cried, but I tried my best not to cry in front of the kids
Right.
because I was teaching high school the very first year I came here. I was teaching high school math, and I'm not a math person. I hate numbers. I really hate numbers, and I'm like, how would I do this? I mean, I cannot give what I don't have. That's what I thought. Like, I cannot give what I don't have, and I had to study. Thank God, because I told Ma'am Ellen that my license is special ed, and you know, I cannot teach math because in here you cannot teach math if you are not licensed to, to teach that subject.
Uh-huh.
So she called, I think you made a call and then explained it to them. And then out like the next week or 2 weeks after, I was moved to the special ed department where I was also teaching resource high school. Kids were taller than me. For everybody's information, I'm a short person. I'm only 4'11", and my kids were like 6'5", 6'4", because they
Basketball
were like
players.
10, 11, 12 graders. And but they were very gentle, they were very nice. And so
They
I
loved
was
her.
so happy that I got moved to the special ed department. You know
Elementary. Yeah.
and then yeah, the next year I was moved to the elementary, and everything is a history, and now I'm here smiling and not crying. But yes, and also PD helps Filipino teachers understand US expectations and adjust faster. I just think that. Yeah,
How about
because
food? Do you think about
food,
food?
well, Kim will share about that because
Okay.
we divided the
Good. Okay.
topics. So
Perfect.
I told him to share about that. And he's new, so he can, really like differentiate. Me, I kind of,
Forgot already.
embrace the American food. So I cannot pinpoint like that exactly, but Kim can do that because it's very new. So and Gerlie too.
Yeah, good. Okay,
and
perfect.
and PD also helps classroom challenges. I mean, it will help you understand more how diverse US is. Um, Many classrooms have students with IEPs, 504s, something not common in the Philippines. So when you get in here in the Philippines, I was a special ed. I graduated special ed, but I didn't get to teach in the special ed, department. I was in the regular ed department, so I thought it's gonna be so hard for me to learn about these. But when you get in here, they are very, 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 they're giving this very much attention. So I think along the way you will learn, and as a regular ed teacher, you also have to learn about it. Like
Yeah, explain
even if you
504. Yeah.
504 is so different with IEPs. 504 kids are given accommodations, but not the same with the accommodations that the students with IEPs are getting.
Yeah. Like
It's
different
it's
than special ed, but it's still another
yeah,
paperwork.
it's another paperwork, and um it's less complicated than the IEPs.
So simpler, yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's very simple. It's simpler than the one, but I cannot really explain it to you because I don't handle 504. But I'm gonna, like, the next time I would do my research. My special ed supervisor, she's also handling 504s right now, and it's her first year.
Yeah.
So I will have a talk with her about 504s. That's, as far as I know, it's kind of the same with the IEP, but it's lesser complicated.
Restriction. Well, they a lot of times they are being used for like health diagnosis.
Yes,
Like if you have
yes.
an autistic child, and no, not quite. Like for
No,
example, just a child with some kind of disease, and they needed to have a separate like place to work or
yeah.
test, things like that because of their condition. Yeah. So, but
And
it's not really special ed yet.
it's giving students without diagnosis, like like official
Not placing
diagnosis.
them in
Yeah, a
special ed.
placement where they will get to have accommodations too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
by law, yeah.
Uh-huh. And also, PD in special education and classroom management equips teachers with practical tools to address challenges in the classroom. So when you go to a PD, like, even if it's not for you, you can always go.
Yeah.
Even if you're a regular ed teacher, And there's like, because they all would always offer free PDs about inclusion, special education, wherever you can always join. And because it's
Yeah.
very important for the for the regular ed teachers to know about special ed, because you will also get to I mean, it's not just a special ed department who will work for the kids, especially with special needs, especially now that we are doing inclusion. So, regular ed teachers will be working with the special ed teachers and will be working with the special ed kids. And you will have a copy of the accommodations, or, yeah, accommodations that you need to do for the kids
Yeah.
in
And
the
you have to follow
classroom.
that. That's by
And you
law.
have
Yeah.
to follow that by law, and you will get in trouble if you are not doing that in the classroom. Like
Yeah.
if the kids have like, for example, they have small group testing in their accommodations, um, what else? Text to speech in their accommodation, lesser number of projects or assignment, and you're not doing that, you're gonna get in trouble. So
Yeah.
as like a regular ed teacher, you have to be very aware of of those things too.
Right. Yes.
You have also to stay current with technology, because in here everything has to be, like, I don't know, but like when you do your grades, we don't do it like in the Philippines. Where I have like I think it's just me, because teachers in the Philippines nowadays, they're very techy. They're very tech savvy already. But during my time, I think I'm old already. But during my time, I would like, check the work of my students, and I would record it on the class record, and then would type it manually. And we have to like get the average manually. But in here, all you have to do is to open the
E-school.
student e-school, and just like type the grades, and then it will give you the running score and the average. So it's just like, it's so super easy. The attendance, it's the same way. You just have to click whoever is absent and submit it, and then they're good. You're not gonna take care of it. The school's gonna take care of it. Your admin assistant or whatever. That's the one that's the person that will take care of it. You also have to be very familiar with smart boards, because you're gonna use it in the classroom. Chromebooks, it's different. It doesn't have a built-in Microsoft, like the Word, the presentation or wherever. You are going to do it online.
Yeah.
Chrome, that's where you use it. Google Classroom, Class Dojo, IXL, and a lot more that I can't even explain, because like every now and then, and our curriculum actually is also online. Like you
Yeah.
have to log in, and that's Savas, 95%, all those, it's online. So you have to, be able to manipulate it and play around. Just don't be afraid,
Right. And they have
playing around it.
orientation. They have every
They,
class,
yeah,
yeah, every school has a technology person that's in
at
charge of
the,
technology. So
uh-huh,
they'll give you training, right? Orientation.
yes,
Yeah.
they're gonna give you trainings, but in my case, because I think I've answered them really well during my interview, so they kind of thought that I'm so equipped with everything, that I'm like, how do I do my attendance? How do I turn in my grades? And they were like, oh, so you don't have this in the Philippines? I'm like, no. So they were like so kind of them to show me how to do it. And you have to really listen, and don't be afraid to ask questions. That's what
Right.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, they may like. I think it's a thing for Filipino to be like scared or
You say yes when you don't
shy.
understand. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
and then they
Don't
will
do
tell
that.
you, "Oh, Miss Cabanas, this is how you're gonna do it." And during my first month or second month, like, yes, but I wasn't getting it really. I was just saying yes, and I'm like, "Who? How should I do this?" So I was like, and that was the time that I started like coming out of my shell and just started talking to
Yeah.
the people around me, and I think from there, it my
You get better.
relationship with them has improved so
Yeah.
much.
You have a
So yeah,
mentor also, and go-to person
I
that
have my
be
person
assigned to
in
you.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that helps.
And many students may not share the same cultural background as teachers. So it's also cultural responsiveness. That's why PD matters. Because it's like we have, that's, yeah, I think you asked me what's the hardest part. Yeah, the cultural differences. It was so shocking to me. And I think because we would always like I would always get it from new teachers that they're like, oh, they're so bad in here, they're like this and that. But I think it's just their culture. They're very open. They
They'll
say whatever
question
they
you.
want to say.
Yeah.
They're gonna question you, and if they see you nervous, and if they see you that you don't know what you're talking about, they're gonna test you, and they're gonna provoke you
Uh,
to
yeah.
the end of your, like, to your limit,
Patience. Test
and
your
you have to
patience.
extend your patience like all throughout, because they're gonna do that, especially that you're not from in here. So they're like, oh, this is somebody
Yeah,
that's
they'll
new in
test you.
here.
They'll test
So
their
yeah,
boundaries. Yeah, so you have to form that relationship with them
uh-huh,
so that they will respond positively instead of negatively. Yeah.
yes. And also, I think, I was super hurt because I took it personally. Like,
Don't take it personally. Yeah.
don't take it personally. And the kids will go home and play and talk to their friends, and they're gonna come in the next day feeling nothing
Yeah.
towards you. And there you are sulking because you're like, you hurt me so much.
Yeah.
And then, that's, yeah, I came to a point where I'm like, they don't even care. So why would I care? They would blurt things out that hurts you, but at the end of the day, they're just kids,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
don't mean it. Just
They
don't
don't.
take it
They're
personally.
not mean
Yeah.
kids. They're just,
Yeah.
sometimes they're misunderstood because in our culture, the kids are like, just zip up and not
Uh,
voice out like they do here in America. We have raised our children as critical thinkers and we encourage them to question things and don't just accept
yes.
things without questioning. Yeah. They
In
do.
here, well, they will do that to you. Like, oh, so Miss Buenas, why is that? I'm like, are you supposed to ask me the question? Yeah, we can, like, yeah, we want to know. So you have to be very patient, and you have to be familiar, like, just know your kids,
Yeah.
because know your kids, I think
Yeah.
knowing your kids will help you so much. I think I've mentioned this before, but one of my kids, when I was teaching high school resource, he will not talk to me because I replaced the teacher that was teaching in there for how many years already. He didn't like me at all because, like, you're not the teacher that I'm so used to. So, kids with special needs, they're having a hard time with, changes. Like,
Age.
they don't like change. So I was really like overwhelmed, like, what should I do? They don't like me. And so I started trying to get to know them, and I figured out one of the kids was like, he loves his truck so much. He adores his truck so much. He parks it, in front of my, classroom. Like, there's like a huge window in my classroom that's facing the parking area, and he would park his car in front of my classroom. Like, whose truck is that outside? I think that's so cool. And he's like, oh my God, you think my car is so cool? I'm like, yes. Is that yours? I was just pretending. He's like, yes, that's Miss Capuenas. Oh my God. He was so happy. And from that day forward, we had a very good relationship.
Yeah.
I had
And you're good
one,
at that, Leslie. That's a gift for you,
yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. I had one student who loves his animals, so his
Yeah.
pets at
I
home
saw
so much,
this.
and even brought his chicken to school for me to take care. And it's like, as Cabanas, I brought my chicken. It's inside the cage, and if you are going to feed it with this, you have to put it in your on your palm and do this to the chicken. I'm I'm not gonna do that. That chicken will hurt me. He's like, no, he's so used to me doing that. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. But it was so funny. There were a lot of things that, opened my eyes. Like, things happen just to open my eyes to reality, that it's you have to be very accepting of other, we thought, like, other like, we thought they're racist, but sometimes we are too, because
Yeah,
we're like,
you have to watch for
like,
that.
yeah, because sometimes we are trying to insist our own culture into their culture,
Yeah.
which is not right.
Yeah,
You have, yeah,
what do you call that? Yeah, ethnocentric. Your culture is to do.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have to, like, I had a hard time doing that, like, and then at the end of the day I was like, no, this is not my playground, it's their playground. So, like,
understand where they are.
I
Yeah,
have to understand where they're coming from. And so starting, you know when I got to see that point, I was able to build, a good
Yeah.
relationship
And
with
you use it
everybody.
as an example in the classroom. And this is one
Yeah,
thing that I remembered Leslie doing that was really effective was she would do a lesson and then she would use an example. For
yeah,
example, this child that had a lot of animals. So she would say, remember so and so you have five chickens or whatever number.
yes,
And then she would use it as part of her lesson, which
and
really just
then
lights up his eyes and just really excited that, oh, my
yes,
teacher used me as an example.
and
That's
it's
really
so
perfect, guys.
funny that one
Yeah.
of the kids,
Yeah.
he was a
They loved
senior
it.
during that time. He was a senior, like the one that used to like that loves his truck so much. He was a senior already. I think, yeah, he was already a senior and he graduated, and I didn't know, what happened to them, and because I didn't have like any communications with them anymore because I moved to the elementary
Elementary.
department. And then my husband, he works at Barton. He drives the bus. He's a maintenance guy, and now he has a side hustle. He works at the grocery store
Okay.
from
Yeah.
5 to 10 p.m.
He's so
And
hardworking.
guess who he's working with?
Oh, yeah.
That student.
That guy.
And he's like, well, your student doesn't really talk to me at all. He doesn't like me. And like, he does that to me the first time we met. And I'm like, just talk to him and tell him what truck does he drive. And then he did that. And then that student showed him outside the parking area and showed him his truck. And, it all started in there. And now
Good
they're like
buddies.
brothers. They're like buddies, and they talk so much. And like,
Yeah.
guys, so it's really, it's really fulfilling to be able to get to know your kids and
Yeah.
be able to
Yeah.
do your
Knowledge of
job.
students. Mhm.
Yeah, because if you know your students, I think everything else will follow.
That's right.
Yeah.
Building that relationship. You're right. Well, anyway,
Yes.
so Leslie, if you want to do your last message and then
I
introduce
want to do it
sibling.
because I
Yeah.
think I've been talking so much.
No, you did well.
And also, I'm like, next week is Exora's spirit. Like, we have a spirit week at Barton, so they will
Oh,
be dressing up. So like, if this is a usual day, I'm not this, prepared. I did my hair already. I changed into like a nicer dress, but we're also going somewhere to buy her stuff that she's gonna use for next week, and also for the stuff that we. Oh, everybody's invited. Who's here. Dr. Marina will be our guest speaker
oh
for
yeah, I
our
forgot. Yeah.
first Filipino cultural program here in the Delta. And she's going to be our guest speaker. So everybody's invited. It's going to be on October 12th, and it's from 11 to 3 p.m. So maybe
Yeah.
someone's,
I'm excited about that,
interested.
Les. I'm trying to prepare. I'm not talking for 4 hours, right? I'm just maybe
No,
what,
no, you're not. It's just like we will be
few minutes.
performing. Like
Okay,
we
good.
will, and then after this, I will be mixing some songs. I will be like doing that. I will be preparing actions for I'm choreographing the kids. So
Okay. That's
I'm,
exciting. I'm so
choreo-
excited
I'm
to see that.
choreographing the kids, and we're also like having we will be practicing this afternoon for our show. So
Wow.
you will not be talking for it's just
Few
we
minutes.
just want everybody to know that you are the founder of ITSA,
Uh-huh.
and so people from Delta will know that we are all thriving in here because we had a person when we came here,
Oh, that's so
and that
sweet.
person
Yeah.
helped us thrive. So thank you all so much, and I'm gonna. So, oh my God, I talked for an hour.
No,
What
you're
am
fine. You're fine.
I?
You're good. You're good.
But my why this is gonna last until 10, right?
It
So I
doesn't matter.
think,
Whenever we're
yeah.
done, we're
But
done.
my siblings will take the floor. I think, is Kim ready already, or Gerlie? And I want to say
I'll do
hi
it.
to Ate Betsy. Ate
Yeah,
Betsy.
yeah, she's the co-host. Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah, we love you so much, and we miss you so much.
that's Giselle.
Hello.
That's
Hello.
Giselle.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
morning.
Hello, Giselle. Thank you for being my co-host. Mike must have overslept because I don't see him.
I can't wait for Auntie Giselle to come here.
Yes, I know.
She's one of
Oh,
the nicest cousins, or yeah,
oh,
that we have.
oh,
Very
thank you
down to
so
earth,
much.
doc. Very
Yeah,
down to earth.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so
So
much.
Girlie, are you
Um,
ready? You're
go ahead.
next.
Yeah, Gerlie. Yeah, thank you, Leslie, again so much for speaking. And it's just a smooth conversation. And this is how it should be. Like whenever you're being interviewed, it should just be like visiting, like Leslie did, just talking and just very smoothly. Like nothing, there's not any stop and asking question. It's just me you talking and just talking about your experiences. And then they would do a follow-up, like I would
Mhm.
ask a little thing here and then Leslie would continue and so on. If you have that kind of interview, feel good about that because that is a good interview. And because that's why I
Mhm.
feel like Leslie had a very good hour of really fruitful and, full of content, PD for you guys, really. Because this is so important to get it from the perspective of somebody that's already here and was in the Philippines. She's from Talisay and
Yes.
Cebu, and she came over here to Arkansas. So that's a very valuable experience, lesson to learn.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Thank you,
thank you.
ma'am. Thank you
Yeah.
all
So
so
okay.
much.
So Girly, if you can just introduce yourself, Girly. Girly is a younger, I think, younger sister. Yeah.
Good morning, Doc Merlina, and good evening
Morning.
to all the people from the Philippines. And I'm sorry I have a hoarse voice today because I'm having cough and cold
Oh,
for 1 week already. But I have a little background in here because my son is with me and my husband is with me, and they are playing with his cousin Ate Exora. So um, I would like to start by saying thank you to Doc Merlina and of course to my sister because the great the greatest reason why I thrive and I survived in here is because of Dr. Merlina. She was the one introducing us to working in the US, and my sister helped me a lot in the coping. In coping with every situation. Like she's got the knowledge, she's got the wisdom to share with me. Um, time to time she would tell me things like you can do this, you can do that, so it really helped me a lot. And this morning, because I'm not a very spontaneous person, I really prepared things to really share to. I think one of the topics that's being shared in the Facebook page was, things that most novice teachers should know before coming to the US, because I believe that we are all here for one specific purpose, and that's to work in the US. So I hope that everyone will really, be here, and we should really, try to get in here because being here is really worth it. But I have things based on my experience, and based from my experience, these are the things that I want the Filipino teachers in the Philippines to know, and even those who are here already. So first thing is the experience will be different from everything you know. So I would like to I would like to go back to the conversation of my sister and Doc Merlina a while ago. There are things that could be heard, that could be said, that you could read in whatever social media platforms, but then it hits different when you will be here. Like
right.
the classroom management and all those stuff, how students behave in here, it's really different. Like in the Philippines, I think I was so prepared. Like I've read a lot of stuff, I've heard a lot of things from Doc Merlina. It's just the five core propositions, and I just have to really do this and do that. But when I came here, I cried because it's totally different. It's totally different. But one thing is for sure, give yourself enough time to adjust, to learn, and to grow. So it's one thing, because you have to give yourself a space, because um there will be time that you wanted to really, like, I don't want to do this anymore. I made the wrong decision. But please don't just give up immediately. Give yourself enough space, time to adjust, because adjusting is really will really take you months. It will
Yeah.
really take
It's a
you months.
culture shock. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the culture shock, and you will really feel like I'm so lost. You will be overwhelmed because the things that we know in the Philippines would be very different. It's a 360-degree turn. Like I was teaching in the Philippines for 10 years before I came here, but when I came here, it's like I'm teaching from
Starting over.
scratch. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like I'm teaching from scratch. I really started over, and you have to adjust. You will be overwhelmed. You will be overwhelmed with a lot of things. Your coach will tell you things, your principal will tell you things, your assistant principal will tell you a lot of things, but then you will be overwhelmed, and just go with the flow. Just go with the flow and take things slowly. Like just learn one thing every single day. Like, this is all I can do today,
Baby steps.
and I will do the rest for later. I don't have to overwhelm myself because that's how I am before. Like, I wanted to apply all the things that I've learned, but how will I do it with
Yeah,
the
no.
time, with
Make it
all the
organic.
yes, ma'am. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And just take time to learn, because in here everything will be new, especially if, I mean, for me as an English teacher, I was teaching at the elementary and I'm handling high school. And to be honest, the curriculum of the high school students here are this, I mean, it's the same level as the curriculum that I have when I was in college. So meaning
Higher.
the text for seventh grade, the text for eighth grade, the text for ninth grade in here, is the level, is college level for me when I was in the Philippines. So it's really different. And I have to be honest, it's really hard for me because I have to study. The curriculum is new, technology is very different because I'm not tech savvy. So it's really good when my sister mentioned that you have to also be, I mean, you don't have to be the master of technology, but you just have to be accustomed to it. Or maybe if you're in the Philippines, if you still have time to learn from YouTube or from whatever platform that you can learn, make time for yourself because it will really be helpful for you to really thrive in here if you know technology better.
And not be
And
afraid of it. Yeah. Don't be
yes,
afraid of it.
that's
Yeah.
right, ma'am. And just take time to grow. Like, just take time to grow. Every single day, it will be a learning process. It will be a growth process. So don't be afraid. Just take time to grow. And communication is very important. You have to communicate to your coaches, to everybody around you. That would really help you. Because, I mean, don't think about being, I mean, having that in American accent. It's not important in here. What's more important in here is that, how, I mean, you can just, I mean, if you can communicate, if you can share your thoughts clearly, express yourself clearly,
Be
that's what
understood. Yeah.
matters. Yeah,
Yeah.
because they don't care about your
Accent.
grammatical
Yeah.
structure. They don't care about your accent. So don't think about that when you are in the Philippines, but try to help yourself. It's better if you prepare yourself, but just don't think so much about it, because that's one thing that stresses me out before when I was in the Philippines. Like, oh, I need to learn how to speak in an American way. But
No,
no, it's
you don't have
not.
to. Be yourself. Yeah. Yeah.
That's right.
Good point.
The,
Yeah.
thank you so much, ma'am. Because until now, I'm talking in a Filipino way in my classroom, and nobody questioned me. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm speaking in just the regular voice that I have, the regular accent that I have, because I think you will be. I mean, you can adjust, and then years as time passes, you will learn. You can adopt some of it, but it's good if you, I mean, this is one thing that I learned from my sister, that they are very appreciative of how we speak because we are very structured. Like, we communicate in a structured way. It's so, I mean, it's so clear for them because
Yeah.
we are very structured in the Philippines. So we don't have to be stressed about it. Just
Yes.
communicate. Just
Yep. I
communicate.
like that point. Yes.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And always be patient to yourself, but be firm and kind to your students. So I would like to be patient with yourself. Like, I have to understand that I can't learn everything all at once, but you have to be firm with the kids. Firm but kind. So
Yeah.
it's like
It's like
you have to
discipline
tell
with
them,
dignity. Yeah.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So it's like, okay, I want you to do this, but this is one thing that I'm very grateful with my students right now, because before they would tell you, come here, come here. So it's like, for us, it's like, it's this kid, this student is so rude, but come here. And there's no like, please come here, can you come here? No. But I tell them, you know what? I mean, I understand the difference, but it would be better. It's different when you say come here than when you say, will you please come here? That's a lot better. So,
Very good.
I mean, that's one
Yeah.
thing
You're
that,
teaching them that.
yeah, that's one
Yeah.
thing that they already learned from
Yeah.
last year. Like, okay, so if my students say, come here, okay, you know how to say it right. And they will say, Miss Girlie, will you please come here? So
Very
it
good.
melts, yeah, it
Yeah.
melts my heart
Yeah, it's
to
character
hear.
education. You're teaching them as well about character education, and that should be what everybody does. Yeah. Correct them if it doesn't sound right. Yeah. If it sound rude. Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah.
And Be firm, be consistent with your rules. That's one thing that you have to really do in here. Like, if you have consequences, if you, because the kids here will really remember everything that you are going to tell them, and be firm with it. Like, be consistent, go back. It may take time for them to really understand that these are the things that they need to do, but doing it consistently will really, will really help them, will really help you achieve your goals in the classroom, I think. Because
Yeah.
it's one thing that I missed out from last year, because last year I just came in, 3 weeks after the class opened. And when I get in, I tried to discuss with, okay, these are my rules and regulation. But I was so surprised when the kids were telling me, oh, you know what, Miss Girly, they call me Miss Polygratis before. They said, you know what, you don't have to do it, or you don't have to discuss with us about the rules, because we're done with it, we're so done. We have to go on we have to move on with the topic, because you've been out for 3 weeks. And I was like, oh my god.
No, I would have said no. I'm new here. We have to
Yeah.
establish this. This is important. Yeah, I would not have listened to them saying that. I would have, this is so important. Establishing rules and routines and procedures take at least 2 to 3 weeks, the first 2 to 3 weeks of school. So yeah, tell them we need to be patient because like everything else, we need to practice it. Yeah. So but they didn't think that you would know. So that's why they told you that and you listened. Yes. I
Yeah.
got it. Yes.
That's one thing that I really realized last year, that kids here can tell you things, but you don't have to really listen to them. Yeah, you can be a good listener to them, but you should know, you should make the right decision for yourself. So that's
That's
one
right.
thing that I really established this year, that I haven't been able to do last year, because I listened to them and I was blown away. And I was like, that's why I will go back to number one. The experience will hit you different here. Like, you will be blown away, and oh my god, they are so outspoken, and how could they tell me things like that in front of me with the other kids in the Philippines? They don't do that to
Yeah,
me. So
they're not outspoken like the American kids. You're right.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
white
was.
or black kids or, Native American kids or Latino kids, they'll be open. They'll be telling you, they'll be asking you. And to me, I always took it like it's a good thing because I want my students to be inquisitive. I want my students to be thinking and processing what I just told them. And when they ask me follow-up questions, for example, that's a good thing. You're right. That means that I'm taking them to a deeper level. And as teachers, we should take it that way. And I know that new Filipino teachers here, you look at it like, wow, what in the world? Why are you questioning me? It's almost like a rudeness thing that we take it, but the perspective needs to change. I think that's a mindset change. That is okay to ask me, just don't be rude about it. And I always told my students, as well as my biological kids, Stephanie and Jen, it's okay to question mama and dad, but make sure that you use the tone that
Mm,
is not a rude tone, you know. So anyway, so that's kind of what you can say to your kids. Make sure that we have a respectful tone because I respect you. And I know I cannot force you to respect. I know I earn that. And every day you hope I earn that because I always respect my students. And so of course I expect my students to also respect me because I do the same. So anyway, so you show that. Yeah, good
yeah.
input there, Girly.
That, that's
Yeah.
right, ma'am. So that's
Yeah.
why, if a kid, if a student would ask me in a very respectful way, I will always would acknowledge it. Like, I like how you asked me the question
Yes, love
today.
that.
So
Good.
I like how you asked the question, because it's really nice to hear questions said in a nice tone. I would really be explicit about those students who are really doing great in their questioning technique, especially with the right tone.
Right.
And acceptance is a great word to always have in mind. So this one thing, this really, this is my turning point, because at some point in time, I have it's a turning point for me, because during my, that's the third week maybe, or the fourth week that I was here. I went home sobbing. I did not cry in front of the kid, because if the of the, in class, because as a Filipino, we don't want that to happen. That's one thing that I pray every day. But I sobbed. Well, I was sobbing at home. I was telling my husband, I was so hurt today, because because I did not learn to accept that there's really that big cultural difference. So there was like just one. It was just one comment that ruined the whole class that day, and it's my turning point. I really learned a lot from it. Like the child just told me like, you don't come near me, don't talk to me, don't talk to me. And I was like, oh, you know what, you need to realize. And I forgot that I was in front of the other kids, and I talked to her like, you know what, I mean, um you have to listen for now. Don't talk to me, don't come near me. And
Yeah.
she was really irritated,
Uh-huh.
but I tried to have a conversation with the other kids. And even if the other students know that it's not your mistake, they will really empathize with their classmate, and
Yes.
they would all of them would go against you, and
Yeah.
you will not be talking to only one child, you will be dealing with every one of them. And that was a great mistake that I have to learn.
Yeah.
You don't have to correct
Privately.
them in front of everybody. You have
Never.
to let them step out of your classroom, talk to them outside, but never let anyone know what you're talking about, because they will be part of it. And you will have, instead of having just one problematic, I mean,
Lots
not
of
problematic,
dramas.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
one issue that day, you will be dealing with all of them. And I cried at home because I felt so disrespected. I felt so, I mean, it was so rude of her to tell me that. But in the morning when I came back, it was like, hey, Miss Girlie, I have lollipops for you. And I was like, oh.
They forgot about it already.
And I was also, they were not thinking about it.
No
And I was
grudges.
yeah, I was crying at home. Like I was praying, I was crying. And when I get back to school, I was thinking differently. Like it might be the same thing, but they were not acting the same way. So what's the point of me taking it personally when things here, they can say words, they can whatever they want to whatever
They
they've
express
told
it.
you
Yeah.
today, forget it tomorrow, because it will be different. Every day is unpredictable. Every day is always different here. So just learn to accept that there is a big cultural difference when it comes to the way our kids behave, and when it comes to the way our kids talk to us in the Philippines. Then
So
what,
different.
yeah, they are so different.
Yeah.
And we have to deal with it, and we have to accept them. From that moment that I accepted them, that's where I started to, okay, so I have to think about another strategy to really, knowing the kids is really important, because when you try to talk to them, Doc Merlina really showed us how to do it. Like, talk to them, let them write. So I have one student, like, she really is, I mean, she's a lot, because she can try, and she's always mad. And
Uh-huh.
it's like,
Anger
I
management
remember,
issue.
yeah, I remember Doc Merlina telling us that, I mean, let them write. So I told her, you know what, can you step out for a moment? I have to talk to you for a moment. And I told, you know what, I believe that you have a problem. And she said, how do you know? I just thought that you have a problem, because you can never be as mad as that if you don't have a problem. So write it down for me. And the next day, she gave me 3 pages of a paper. And I
Wow.
was like, oh, so I need to read this. So I learned that she doesn't have, I mean, she only has a foster dad because her mom died, her brother died, and she believes that no one cares for her, no one trusts her, no one really likes her. And it's a lot of things in there. And I read it, and the next day I replied. I just wrote a short reply, like, you know what, I mean, you matter. You just have to believe in it. And if there's one person that really cares about you, it will be me. So you can always write to me a letter. So it's like, and from time to time, she would be giving me letter. And she's doing a lot in other classes, but she never did anything in my class from that day
Yeah,
forward. She's
yeah.
still the same
Because yeah,
person.
because when they feel like they like the teacher, they'll do anything for you. And that doesn't necessarily happen in other classrooms if they have not bonded with those other teachers.
Mm.
So you will notice that a lot with Filipino teachers that they would get comments like, you know what, how come this student A is always behaved in your well behaved in your classroom and they are stinkers. They're horrible in my classroom. And so I hear that a lot because it happened to my sister and me, teaching in Salem, here teaching in Arkansas, that we have students that are most horrible in the other classroom, and that they are the most well behaved in ours because we have known them, we have established that relationship. And I would always like sometimes joke or humor would go a long, long way. So I would always tell the kids that if you are sounding rude to me, you know what I would say? I would always say, I love you too. And that is your code to me. That's your code that you're being rude to me. So we need to talk. Okay. But when you say that, like even with adults now, with my husband, when he's like, I said, oh dear, I love you too, like this, they start to pause and they will analyze, okay, what did I say? Because you just like but you have to go to the right timing, of course. There's some moments like in their anger that might not work, but having them write and express it, so you're now becoming a more of a counselor for them, and that's one of her roles, right? Good
Yeah.
job. I'm proud of that. That's you did that. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Doc. So those are just some of the things that I do in my classroom, and I love how Dr. Melina said. I mean, when you're rude to me, I would say I love you because right now, I have a seventh grade. I have a seventh grade. I mean, my first period. I mean, they had been telling me that these kids are just a problem in the other classes, but in my class, I have like, you know what? I've learned from the grade six teacher that these are the kids who would really blow up in my classroom. So what I did was, okay, so you know what? I assigned little teacher for these particular kids. So I assigned little teacher. So your job is not to talk to him, because if he has question, he should ask me. But your job is, if he would stand, because he would be going around, you can tap him and let him sit down. If you would be throwing papers, you can get the paper, give it to me. So that's your job. So I assign tasks for them to do.
Good.
That's
Like a
your
little
job.
assistant.
That's your
Yeah,
job.
teacher
Yeah,
assistant. Yeah.
teacher assistant. And I would be giving them rewards every Monday. So they would be happy in doing it. So it's
Yeah.
like, so I have a kid who would always mumble, and he would say, but he will not speak, because it's one thing. Level zero should be level zero in the class. So it's
Quiet.
one
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't, and I would say, I like you very much. That's why I want you to be here in my class. But it's here. And he would say, I don't want to be here. I want you to be here. he wa- he he can. I mean, there are things that, I mean, as a teacher, you really have to, sometimes you have to go beyond what you can do, because these kids, I mean, they are just kids, and we
Yeah.
can always do a lot of things for them. Like, yeah, the reward system is very
Oh,
important.
it is.
Give them
Very
food.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, food is always good, especially when you're teaching in areas with poverty, where some kids don't even have, like, they have free lunch at school, but then when they come home, they might not have any food. And so, that's why in America we have this, backpack program where we give them food on Fridays at the counselor's office. There's so many schools in America that would give food like that from churches or whatever organizations, and then they would send it to the kids on Friday so they will have food in the weekend. So you knowing your kids, you would know those things too, and the counselor would actually help you with that. But sounds like you're doing great in your classroom, the way that you're handling that. And little teacher could be used as mentor. In my sister's classroom, they call them mentor and mentee. So to become a mentor in her classroom, they have so many things that they have to do. And then when they can become a mentor, she would have like a lunch with the mentors on Fridays, like a reward for them. And she would have like, she will bring like Filipino foods, and for example, a lugaw, that the little porridge thing, and she would put it all day in the slow cooker, so that you can smell in her classroom like, oh, these are for the mentors. And so they want to become a part of that, because every Friday she would eat with her mentor. She would have 4 or 5 mentors there. She had this dining table in her classroom, and they would have like lunch there. And she would bring dessert or whatever. So the mentors are elevated. Like, these are really folks that we respect here because they're doing their job helping others. And so everybody wants to be elevated to become a mentor. And so anyway, so yeah, so that's something like you're doing a version of that. Very good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love to do that courage to one day. I will do it. I will do it. So yeah,
Yeah.
but it will really help you with giving the it will really help when you give students responsibility, and
Yes.
they will get something from it. And also it will help you with classroom management, because that's one challenge that we have to deal with here, because every day is
Biggest
just so
challenge. Uh-huh.
unpredictable. And Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing that with me. Because I mean, yeah, I would have to really raise this in the Philippines. I mean, we could sell food inside our classroom in the
You can
Philippines. So
here.
yeah,
You
we
can
can.
pop popcorn though. They love
Yeah,
popcorn. You can do a popcorn Friday and you
yeah,
only spend like $1 or whatever, it's very cheap, but then you just microwave it and
yeah.
then you eat it on Friday and it smells so good. The others are gonna smell it. But
Yeah.
this is only for mentor. Sorry. Next week you need to work on becoming a mentor, which means you do your work and after you do your work, then you can help, so many people before you become a mentor and you don't have any discipline infraction. You behave yourself. That means you're a good role model and you help at least 3 kids, for example, you completed all your work, high quality, and you become a mentor. And then
That's
you can eat popcorn with me on Fridays.
that sounds great, ma'am. Yeah. But here, because in the Philippines, it's like here you have to really, I mean, because the rewards here, you need to buy. I mean, everything is already given to you, all the materials, and the only thing that you have to spend, I mean, money on would be the rewards for the kids, and it's up to you what rewards you would be giving them. But the kids really love rewards
They
because
do.
it's not the same. I mean, we cannot compare ourselves to this generation. Like before, we just do whatever the teachers want us to do, but right now we have to have that tangible rewards for them. I mean, things that they can really get from you, and that helps a lot in letting them learn. So we cannot just rely on intrinsic motivation these days. It's
Yeah.
hard. If we rely
Yeah.
on intrinsic motivation, it's really hard.
Yeah, it comes with that. Actually, you're using both the positive reinforcement and validation with your words. So you're validating them and you're praising them, while at the same time you're also dangling. They call them the carrots. The carrots. You're dangling those carrots, and then which is a reward. So when you have that, you can make sure that you have an individual reward. I always had a poster, like a poster with their names on it, and they have like lines, and anytime that you reach that fifth line, which is like darker, then they get to my treasure chest. That's what I did with my
Oh,
individual. And so they knew that, oh, I am only 2 stickers away from the treasure chest. And then I limit them on how long they stay in the treasure chest. Otherwise, they'll just waste their time. So anyway, so I also have a student leader there that was like, hey, time's up. You need to go back, pick your prize. And then for the group thing, you could have like a group, either um I think I've shared this with you, where you have those large paper clips, and then you start with a nail on top, and then you connect that paper clip, whoever the group is that would reach the floor, or the marker, what eraser place, or all the way to the floor, would get a pizza or would get some prize
oh,
that they would, or no homework, whatever. You have to get a goal though. So if, for example, if you don't want to spend money, it could be a no homework for a week, or no homework for 3 nights, or whatever. It could be as simple as that. Your students, you know what works for them. My kids love pizza. So I would always, like Mr. McCullough and I, he'd sponsor it. But so it might take them like a whole month before they get it. But they are so competitive with the other classes or the other group. If you have different classes, you have 5 classes, then you have 5 different nails going all the way down. They can see exactly, where their nails or where their paper clips are. And so they're like, oh my gosh, we need to beat group three. Group three is already like, 3 more paper clips than us.
oh, I
And
love that.
so, yeah, but if
I
they are all, for example, all of them do not have their homework, they're sitting in groups. I'm sorry, you guys, you just lost a clip. Sorry, you know. So yeah, and so you can do that, but don't abuse it where you're taking out all the time. It's so hard for them to make it, and then you just start taking it out. It was so hard for me to like take it away from them. It had to be really bad for me to take it away from them. Like all of them did it. You can do it and punish, the whole class for one person in the group that did not do it. You do the individual thing there. But with the group thing, it has to be all of them did not do something or really misbehaved. Then I'm sorry, you just lost a clip. I'm giving this clip that you lost to the person, to the group that's the best on this. So, to group 3, you lost this, but group 5, you gained this. This is, yeah. So anyway, so I could do something like that, or just take it completely out and not give it away. But if you just have those individual rewards plus group rewards, you will have a very smooth classroom. My sister and I never had any problems with the discipline, never. And so, because we always kind of had that validation thing going, I was cook with the kids. We did all kinds of things that they want to do on Fridays, because that motivates them for the rest of the week. Yeah, and the kindness part, of course, you just have to really brag on them. Yeah. Yeah. So
Thank you
anyway,
so
yeah.
much. I learned something new today. I have learned a lot today. So
Well, thank you.
that's why I really miss attending the Zoom though. I was just
I know,
I
but it's too early, so I really don't
yeah.
blame you guys not to wake up early on a Saturday. I felt bad, but because I have to consider the time in the Philippines, I cannot really start it too late because then if I start at 8, it'll be 10 o'clock at night already there in the Philippines. So that's why I have to start early here. I have to put an alarm for myself on every other Saturday, which I don't mind because I really need. I've been binging on Netflix anyway, so I need to not. Okay, so what else do you have? What else do you want to share?
All right, ma'am.
You have 20 more
So
minutes or more.
yeah. Okay, ma'am. So welcome. I mean, this is the next part. Welcome all visitors because it will make you grow. Because at first we have the stigma in the Philippines that when we have like the supervisors, we have the principals, we have the those who are in the higher ups who would observe us, it will be different. But here, welcome them because I mean, you might think that they are there to judge you, but they are not there to judge. They are there to help you.
Support
That's
you.
what,
Yeah.
yeah, to support you.
Yeah.
They are not here to fight because the principals here, your coaches here, they will always I mean look for what you are capable of doing than what are the things that you are incapable of. So
Yeah.
just think about it positively and don't think the same way as when we are in the Philippines, like, oh my god, they are here, what else will they tell me? Because in the Philippines we are more focused on getting those negative feedbacks or what are the things that we can't do rather than the things that we can do. But here they would always focus on the things that you are capable of, and then they will help you with the things that you are incapable. So
Yeah.
welcome all of them
Yeah.
warmly.
It's a
And
growth mindset. Yeah. That's a growth
yeah,
mindset. Yeah.
thank you so much, ma'am.
Huh?
And I mean, I think I'm done with number six. And be willing to ask for help. Always be willing to ask for help. Your coaches are there. They are happy when you ask. I mean, just ask if you don't know. Like if you don't know how to, like what Ati did, like what Ati mentioned a while ago. Ask when you don't know how to put in the grades. Ask. Just
Yeah.
ask them and be open that sometimes we cannot understand their words. Like there are really words or there are really phrases that we can't get or sometimes we couldn't understand what they were telling us. So just be very honest that I mean you can say, ma'am, can you please come again because I
Yeah.
really didn't get it. Just be honest about it because they know that we have language barrier
Yeah.
and it makes them happy if you ask them question because that's their work. Like we have supports here. The coaches, that's their work to mentor you, to tell you what to do or to tell you or to give you things that you will learn, and that's their job. They are
Yeah,
not teaching.
they
Yeah.
call them either instructional coaches or instructional facilitators, and that's very different than the coaches that the athletic coaches. You don't get them confused with them. They are the coaches for sports. These ones are academic coaches, so they are in the classroom. I am academic coach. I'm an instructional facilitator. I'm a consultant. Those titles are very interchangeable with me because that's what I'm there is to support teachers, and that's what your coaches in your schools would do too. But and I think most of them, it doesn't matter how poor that the school is, they usually have at least one,
Yeah,
right?
yes, yes,
At
doc,
least
you're
one.
right, doc. Yes, they always have instructional coach, consultant, and coach. I mean, academic coaches. So it's different. We have district coaches, we have school coaches. So they have that support in here, and all their job is to help you. And all you have to do is to be open with them, communicate with them that these are the things that I need. I don't understand how to like they are going to teach you how to do lesson planning. Everything that you need to know, they are there to support you. Just be
Yeah,
honest about it.
right.
And this one here, no matter what, just be present.
Yeah,
No matter what,
fully
just be
present. Yeah.
present. Yeah, just be fully present. Like this is based on experience. Like the schools here, it's hard to find substitute teacher, and sometimes there could be times where we are not sick but we just don't feel like going to school because like
Mental
oh
health.
i will
Yeah,
be
the
i
mental
will
health
be
thing. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it will it but you know what, your presence really, I mean, they know what's going on with the classrooms. They know these kids, they know that we will be having trouble because we are coming from a different country. They understand that and they are not there to judge us. They know what we are dealing with, but it's hard here, especially in the Delta region, like in our school. It's hard for them to find a substitute teacher for you when you're absent. So it will really be a problem when you are out, especially when you are out, especially when you just tell them like, in the morning I decided not to go to school today because I just feel like I'm not really capable of going there today. No, it's, you should let them know if you will be absent, let them know beforehand so that they will be ready about it, because it's hard to find a
Exactly.
substitute teacher. But
Yeah.
if you can really go to school, if you think that it's just because you don't like to see the kids, it's just because you are very emotional today, and like you're thinking that it will be another problem, it will be another survival day, just go to school, and I'm not promising, but you will be able to survive the day
Yeah,
every
you
single
will.
day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Sometimes we do wake up negatively, but a lot of times you're like, oh, I'm so glad I'm here, right? A
Yeah.
tip for that, guys, for an easy substitute planning is what you need to do is write a little like period by period, script. Like this is what I usually start my classroom. This is what I do, whatever. And then put a blank there on the end on what activity, like, just a blank. So that way you can use it as a generic template. And then on the
Oh,
next
okay.
period, this group will come. And in this group, the best student will be this one. And the one that you might want to watch is this one and this one. And then this is the activity you do. And then on this
Mm.
third period, that my kids usually go to, special class or whatever, and or you have a break at this time. Usually I get my coffee or whatever. So you are telling the substitute what to do. So this will be the time that I would be grading the work from group one and group two. And so you tell them some things and then you leave them. So you do that for the whole day so they know exactly what they're supposed to do. And then they also leave them like a roster of the list of your students. So if you have grading to do, they'll just write those grades down. And in that way, for you too, it's so easy for you to know who was absent that day, who did not do their work. They have to do it as homework or whatever. So that's something that you need to do for your substitute. The beginning of the year, do a little template and then leave a blank there so that anytime you'll be off, all you have to do is fill in those little blanks. But the story, the narrative is already there. And then that makes your life so much easier when you really have to be sick and coughing and cannot be if you have a fever, you should not go to school because that means you're contagious. Okay. So, but if you have that little generic thing and then you just fill it out. And a lot of times, if you're so close to the person that's teaching next to you, like or teaching the same grade, a lot of times you can just email them that with the information that these are the stuff that I need to put in there because they already have access to those materials. And they just like help you copy it for the sub, and give it to the sub. My sister does it all the time. She and her partners, the collaborators, she would be sick and she would just email her plan. You're like, okay, this is the plan for my kids today. And she won't have to worry about it because there's already the narrative. Okay. So that's a good tip that everybody should do if they can, if they want to. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much, Doc. I will definitely do that planning too,
Yeah.
because that's one thing that I haven't prepared for. Like, so yeah, but yeah, thank you so much, Doc, for telling us those things. Yeah, just be present if you're capable. But yeah,
Yeah.
if you have fever, if you're not really feeling well, don't go. But if
Yeah.
you are just, having that emotional maybe breakdown or something, that you can still go to school, just go. And
Yeah,
then
go, yeah. And if you
yeah.
have that substitute thing, if you have to have a substitute, do that a substitute folder and give them some extra
Oh,
like puzzles or fun things to do for people that are done.
oh,
Otherwise, your substitute's gonna have a hard time. So they have a fun sheet to do after they get done with the regular work. Yeah, make sure
oh,
you include that in your subfolder. Yeah. Okay.
thank you so much, Doc.
Yeah.
And here, we come here with, like, we go back to zero, like, whatever. We may teach, like, for 20 years, 15 years, 10 years, 5 years, 2 years. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's fine.
But in here, we are really learning. So what matters here is that you put in the effort, because it can be seen.
Yeah. You are having issues like me. I was also coughing like crazy. Uh,
I'm so sorry, but
no,
yeah,
it's okay.
I would
Yeah.
really emphasize on just put all your efforts in. Like, it matters a lot. The administration, your colleagues, and your students will know that you're really putting in the effort.
Yeah, but do you know a girl? I don't know if you have the same situation as me when I was teaching. By the time that when the weather changes from really hot to like cold, I get sick, just like you, like this. I still do it. Now I'm retired. I've been retired since 2016, so 9 years. At this time of the year, when it's about to be fall, that's when I
Yeah.
get sick. I would get sick for a few days. And I do not know if it's because of possibly the weather, like whatever allergens or whatever's up in the air. It could be the pollens or whatever that's out there, because I would be sick like yours, about the same schedule.
That's right, ma'am. That I think so. It's because it's about to fall. But
Yeah,
yeah, thank you
it
so much,
changes.
Doc. I think
Yeah,
it's about the
yeah,
weather change. And yeah, thank you so much, Doc. So
yeah,
I mean, here, I would just like to emphasize that here your efforts are valuable. Your efforts are valuable. So you may not be the master, you might not know everything, but they can always see the effort that you're putting in with your work. So that could be seen, and they they could never like they are very appreciative of that. So
yeah. And
even
they have you on video camera. I mean, they have videos in the classroom. They can watch you. The principals can watch you in the office, and they watch what's going on in your classroom, because most, especially schools in the Delta here in Arkansas, most of them have a closed circuit TV. They have it televised. They have it on a screen. They could see the students how they work, 360 cameras usually. So they can see the whole classroom. Teachers would forget that the camera's there. But the administrators can easily watch if a student misbehave and would lie about what the teacher did, they could just go back to the camera, to the recording and see. So yeah, that's another thing that maybe Philippine teachers might not be aware of, or have not experienced, right? Is having cameras all over your classroom, and also in everywhere in the hallway and cafeteria and everywhere, right?
that's
Yeah,
right, Doc. That's
yeah,
right. That's
yeah.
really right. And they could hear you. They can hear everything that you're telling your students. They
Students,
could
yeah,
hear whatever that students are telling you or whatever they are doing, and they could access it anytime they want. So
yeah,
sometimes you could be observed. I mean, you could be observed without you knowing it, and they are just using the camera. So that's
yeah.
why they know what
I
you're
have
doing.
friends who are administrator friends of mine, that's what their favorite hobby is just to kind of sit in the room, which I don't really I don't really agree, because I think that as a former administrator, I feel like you should self deploy yourself, that the teacher should see you, instead of you hiding in your office and watching the camera. You should deploy yourself, and the teacher see you being around in their classroom, in the hallway, whatever, but not hiding in your office watching these teachers. But some of my friends do that. That's their hobby. Is like, oh no, I'm watching my English teachers, I'm watching my math teachers. I'm like, oh my gosh, if they see you watch them, it's much better, because then that way they know that you are supporting them, instead of you trying to, just more stalking them in your office. So different people, different ideas. But anyway, okay. So what else do you have?
Uh, I think this will be the last one for me because I think I've talked so much. So we
No,
have
you're good. You're good. You have 5 minutes more.
yeah, focus on the growth of the learners. That's what really matters in here. We often think, or it's a culture like, I mean, we cannot question ourselves because that's how we learned in the Philippines, and that's how we learn to teach in the Philippines. Especially I came from a public school and I teach in a public school for 10 years. So whatever you learned in the Philippines, like, I mean, I could say that I'm very teacher centered in the Philippines. Like we are taught that we should be learner centered, but the way we were trained, the way we were, I mean, modeled, that's how it is in the Philippines, and we cannot deny that fact. But here, you should be learner centered. I mean, you came here as a facilitator of learning and not not the master of learning. You should not go out of the classroom being the smartest, but you
Yeah,
should let your students go out in the classroom learning from
yeah.
you. So
You're a
that's,
guide on the side, not a sage on stage. Yeah, you're right.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that they really need in here. So, and I'm still learning, and it's like, I mean, along the way you will learn a lot of things from your personal experience. And um it's worth it to come here because I would say that in my 10 years of teaching in the Philippines, I mean, I was teaching here for 1 year, but I can say that I've learned a lot more than those years that I have in the Philippines already. So yeah, it's really true that you can learn a lot when you go out of your comfort zone, and it's a different level of experience. It's a different level of growth. It's a growth that really will really be in your heart, and it's a growth that every day you will be thinking about and you will be grateful for.
Yeah. Wow, really well said. Yeah, you're right. I don't know. Of course, I've not experienced teaching in the Philippines. I was a student when I left there, but that's good that you showed that comparison because it's a totally different learning. You have the culture shock along with different cultural expectations, and cultural adjustments are biggie. You know, and so that's why you cannot just expect them to just be having their hands really still and just be listening to you. They're not going to do that. They're going to come in your classroom, sit dancing or whatever. So I just joined them. So I'll just like dance with them and all that. Okay, now we go in the classroom learning zone. But right there in the hallway as they come in, they were dancing and I just like dance right along. I cannot dance, but I just like, pretend like I was. But anyways, they just think that, oh, that's so cool, and it's okay. But in a Filipino teacher perspective coming in here, you might think, oh my gosh, they're not walking straight and be stiff. Why are they doing that? Why are they dancing? Whatever. That is part of the culture. So you have to accept that that is okay to do that. They're not misbehaving when you're coming in, they're happy and dancing, whatever. It's okay. As long as they didn't hit somebody or whatever. They're coming in, train them that when you come in my classroom, it's a learning zone. Then we start learning. But when you're in the hallway with me coming in and I'm over there trying to greet you by the door and you're over there trying to dance. So I'm gonna just try to dance with you and just, fist, um, what do you call that? Fist, what do you call it? Fist what? Fist bump with you.
It's not-
Yeah,
yeah.
fist bump. Yeah. I like fist bump better better than actually, shaking hands. I fist bump more than I do shaking hands because of COVID things. Yeah. So
Thank
anyway,
you so much, Doc. Thank you
yeah.
so
Well, thank you so much. You have really shared a lot of nuggets, a lot of things that are you and Leslie both, and those are things that are recorded. Now people can actually see this, and I'm gonna try to get some clips of different things that you shared, and I'm just gonna put those 1 minute clip in on Facebook. So I hope I have permission to do that from you guys, but because that's what I'm planning to do. And I know you have Jirian and Kim Kim here, right? Or do you only
Yes,
have
Doc. Yes,
Jirian?
Doc. Yes,
Okay.
Doc. You have
Yeah,
Kim.
this you have to introduce them. Tell them
Yeah.
about who they are, and then they can start. If you're done, make sure you give your
Yeah.
last message.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
my last message for everybody is I mean just come here, experience a teaching in the US, and it will be all worth it. And give yourself a time always. Give yourself a time to grow, a time to learn, and just a time to adjust.
yeah,
Don't never give up easily.
that's right.
Never,
I
yeah.
yeah. Before you go on though, can you please tell us about your husband, how he's doing, and how your child is doing about adjustment here?
Yeah, yeah. For my son right now, my son is 3 year old, and he will be 4 this November. He's going to Barton as a
No,
pre-K student.
okay.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, and he's doing well. The teacher told me my son speaks English because he's been watching, I mean, movies and YouTube and all that, so he can really speak English well. I think he also got the culture shock with everybody in the school, because the teacher told me that he is not talking in school. He can identify colors, he can identify letters, but he's not answering. And his teacher gave me like the first stanza of the Little Miss Muffet, and he already memorized it, but he's not
Good.
talk yeah he's not talking in school. So it's one thing. It's maybe the culture shock, and it's
Yeah,
maybe because of the language barrier. Maybe he can't really fully understand what his classmates are
yeah.
talking about, because we
It's an
speak.
adjustment. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he might actually internalizing it more than he externalizing it. But a lot of times that's the stage of development, as you know, that we actually first understand it, but we cannot speak it yet. My mom went
Oh.
through that when she got here in 90. And then later on, then we start speaking small words, and all this. Now mom is speaking really well, of course, but your son may be going through that. He understands everything, but he's not comfortable enough yet to actually talk. And
that
especially if he's shy. Is he shy?
Yes, well, he's
Yeah.
shy at school.
Yeah, a shy child would be that way too. It's going to be harder for them to, to do that. If he has a friend, if he start with a one friend, that would help. That would help him. So ask the teacher to see if he's got a kid that he likes that they could hang out. That maybe if they can be seated close to each other, or partners, that would help him come out of his shell if he has a friend first to practice one on one instead of having to
Oh,
speak. Yeah.
I will do that,
That,
Mom.
yeah,
Thank
try
you.
to suggest that because I see my shy kids. That's how I handle it. I
Mhm.
observe and see who are their closest friend, and then I would make sure that they would sit together, and they
Mm.
would, and I encourage the friend like, hey, why don't you go eat lunch with them and play with them in the playground and all that. So I would actually pull little things like that, on the side to encourage this other friend to make sure that encourage your friend to to talk and all this, and so eventually they will. Yeah. And
Thank you
join
so much,
join a
ma'am.
third person and join a
Uh,
fourth person. And yeah, I've done that before. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Doc. And
Okay.
yeah, and for my husband, he got like, I mean, yeah, that's one thing that he got like a medical condition. The first, 3 months that we were here, so and up until now, he's been recovering so well, Doc, and he's already good. And yeah, and he's still not working, but he's really good in terms of the recovery part. He's recovering very well, so that's one thing that we are grateful for. The medical, care here is different from what we have in the Philippines. So
Very good.
yeah,
Yes.
you can just go to the hospital here without having a dollar, because they will really treat you even if you don't have that money yet, because you will be paying later on after the discharge, 1 month after the discharge. But yeah, it's one thing that I'm very grateful here, because they will take good care of you even if you don't have that money, because in the Philippines we have to have that money first before we could get a good medical care. But here it's different. You'll
Yeah.
be
They
catered
charge
to.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, they charge you first before you will be medicated. But here it's different. It's the other way around, and that's
Yeah.
one thing
They
that I'm
bill
very
you.
grateful about.
Yeah. And you've got good insurance as a teacher, so that helps too, So
That's
they'll just
right.
send a bill to you, and even if you pay $50 a month and that's all you can afford, they're gonna be okay with that.
That's
Yeah.
right, Doc. That's
Yeah.
right. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Doc.
Yeah.
So I think it's high time for me to introduce my
Okay.
brother. I think Kim is here. He's using Jirian's account because he could not get in using his account. But yeah, my brother is here. He's here for about 1 year already with his son. Actually followed 3 months after her wife was here with us together, but he followed 3 months after. So right now he's working part-time at Walmart. He's also a sped teacher, and he actually teach in the Philippines regular class, but he's also a sped teacher, a sped graduate. And right now I am happy to introduce my brother Kim Kabusas to all of you. And Kim, you can now get in, Kim. Thank you so much, Doc,
Yeah,
and thank you
thank you.
so much
Good job.
everyone for listening.
Yeah. Good job to both of you guys. Let's give them a thumbs up. Yeah, Leslie and Gerlie. Good job. Okay, so Kim, feel free to bring your wife too if she wants to talk.
Um,
Jillian, yeah. Hi,
hey,
Kim.
Doc
I've
Merlina.
not met you in person, but I'm looking forward to meeting you in person.
Me too. I'm looking forward to meeting you too, ma'am.
Yeah.
I've been telling all the time to my sister Leslie that I wanted to go get in there.
Yeah.
I've been looking you. Your the way your the landscape in your house, and
You watch
it's
those, yeah.
very beautiful. The harvesting of the food,
The
vegetables.
garden.
Yeah, the
Yeah, so
garden.
you watched our posts, yeah. I post
Yeah,
those not because it's a personal thing, but to me that's part of the culture in Arkansas. This is how Arkansans live.
yeah,
And that's what when I share about my life and what my garden is and my family, that to me that's how I want the teachers to see that this is how it is the life in rural Arkansas, like a province, right? Tell us
yeah.
about Louisiana. You're in Louisiana. Tell us about where you are in Louisiana. I can start over. Tell us your narrative.
All right, so after hearing all my my after hearing my two sisters, I can't like intimidated a little bit because
No, don't worry about that.
they're
No, it's
very
not a
good
contest.
when it comes to um communicating, or their talking skills. And let me start. But we're here with my wife and my 2-year-old son at the Louisiana right now. And um, so my wife couldn't, will not able to attend here, ma'am, because she's having also her class in the masteral
Oh,
right
okay.
now in the Philippines. Yeah,
Busy. Yeah.
and
Okay.
my 2 year old son is with him also, with her also, and then so I was a teacher for 5 years in the Philippines, and then when I get here in Louisiana, uh so we got here in November last year. So probably I think not I'm not yet here for a year, so
10
just
months.
for a
Yeah.
month. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really I really having a hard time, getting in here and thinking about getting a job because we have this situation that we couldn't do the same job because we have this 2 year old son, and then when I need to take good care of my son in the morning, and then my wife would get to school. So, but then luckily I got this job right now, like a new workplace. Like uh, I'm an associate here in the Louisiana in a big grocery or store, like a local store, like a Walmart store. I could say that it's not different. It's kind of like a little bit different, but the same work experience when it comes to teaching. Because when I get here and get in store and in my first day, I try to like learning everything almost every day. I need to learn new things because it's different from my workplace before than having this new job right now.
Mm-hmm.
But still, um, I just take it like it was a blessing, because every time I get in there, learning new things and practice all my skills. Because I know I'm not that really good when it comes to, listening and communication. Like having this, I'm not pretty good.
You're
Yeah,
doing good right now,
yeah.
Kim. Don't be too humble. You're doing awesome. Yeah, you're
Yes.
good.
No, no.
Yes.
And so then when it comes to cultural differences, yeah,
Yeah.
it really hit me hard because I got this associate also, but we get these coaches and also team lead, and yeah, they're vocal. My coworkers are vocal. It's far away, like hierarchical. Like we used to it in the Philippines. Like we have when we see our bosses, when we are in a workplace that our boss is right there, we were a little bit scared, and then we can't do anything we want to because we're just like asking them and what to do, or just waiting for their instructions. But here the coaches, the team lead will just let you do the things. If you could do it, then you do it. Then if you don't know how to do it, then you should ask and
Mm-hmm.
how to do
Same
that
thing
thing.
as
And
school, right? Same thing as school.
yeah, the same
Exactly.
thing. Like
Yeah.
I could say that
New
it's
skills.
not just a little bit different, but probably yeah, the
Similar.
same,
Mm-hmm.
it's similar.
Mm-hmm.
And then also yeah, Mom Leslie or my sister talked a while ago about having hard time like calling my colleagues or my coworker or my bosses like ma'am or sir, because I don't know how to call them because we used to it like hey ma'am, how are
Mm-hmm.
you today, like hey sir. But every time I was thinking, man, like I've been hearing a lot of my coworkers like calling them with their first name,
First
or
names.
maybe
Yeah.
yeah in the tag, or hey Mister, hey Mister Man, hey Mister. And then every time like when I meet my superior, then I would say good morning, like I'm stuttering because I don't know if I would call her
Yeah.
Mister or
You don't know
something,
exactly what to
man,
call
sir,
them. Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time with that, and then I've learned that so I've been here. So I've been working for the store or the Walmart right now, 4 months already.
Okay.
So so as time goes by, so I learned it like a little bit, not that much, but
Your English is
uh,
good. Your English is
no,
better. I
no,
mean, really, Kim, you're doing awesome. I think that's one thing that you need, as a good point that you're making about in American culture, it's a very informal culture. We do not believe, what shocked me, and this is me being Filipino, right? What shocked me when I was starting to help Filipino teachers, that in the same house here, they would call each other mom this, mom Jing, mom Leslie. And I'm like, what in the world? Why are you calling each other mom for? But that's just the way it is in our culture. But here in
yeah,
America, your superintendent, your principal, your bosses, you call them with your first name. Dr. Guthrie, for example, in Leslie's boss, that's the superintendent. I call him Bruce. I said, hi, Bruce. But anyway, he got his doctorate, like, okay, Dr. Guthrie. But it's very informal here. And so, yeah,
Yeah,
the point you're making there. Yeah.
even in the
They're
you know the
supportive of you in there.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
very supportive. Like
Mhm.
when I get in the store, my first day, I didn't know what to do because it's just new things to me. Everything is new. Like the job, like I didn't do like register before, like mixing paint. I didn't do that.
Nice.
Yeah, I do mix paint when it comes to art. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I can say that.
Good
Yeah,
artist.
this
Yeah.
is a good experience here. And also, yeah, like getting customers fishing license, hunting license, and then giving them what they need in the hardware, in the
So you're in
sporting
the hardware
goods.
department? Are you in the hardware
Yeah, I'm in a
department?
hard line. Like I have this. My scope of work is the sporting goods. Hard line. Yeah, I mean,
That's the best department,
hardware,
Kim. That's the best
automotives. Yeah,
department for a man, yeah, to be put in.
yeah, yeah. I met a different, different types of people. And I'm happy also. Like I have a lot of customers who's you can really tell that they're Filipino, and then they will ask, "Hey, are you Filipino?" But sometimes those Mexican, they will ask me,
In
See,
Spanish.
Spanish. If maybe they thought that I'm Spanish, then I would tell them, no, I'm not Spanish. I'm a Filipino.
Yeah, it said
Yeah,
hablo español,
habla
poquito,
español.
señor.
And I said, no, I'm a Filipino.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I treated them the same. Yeah, we have different nationalities here in the store. I think there's a difference because everything like we have different people, different types of attitudes. Get in the
Uh-huh.
store and then you need to
Personalities. Uh-huh.
handle them and then give them what they need, something like that. So now
Yeah.
let's go back to my co-workers in the workplace. It's really nice that I experienced this right now because this I know this really will help me to like prepare myself because I'm
To
planning
teach.
to
Yeah.
teach maybe next year or something if I
Right.
could
This
give
is
it a
perfect,
chance.
right? Really, that's a perfect experience for you. Your language would be better, right?
Yeah.
Your language barrier would be less, there. And then,
Mhm.
yeah, I think it's perfect all along. And having that two income, doesn't that make a difference?
I don't know if I can do the same like teaching and then having I told my wife that I told him that I told her that if I will be teaching then I think I will not let go of this job because
Yeah.
we only got this 5 years here so I should have grabbed all the opportunities that
Yeah.
comes
I agree with you because they'll work with you on the schedule because Walmart is it a 24
yeah.
hour Walmart there? Is it
No,
24 hours? No.
it's open at 6 a.m. and closing time at 11 p.m.
11, yeah. That's
Yeah,
very common after COVID. Used to be 24 hours in most Walmart. Now they're stopping at 11,
yeah,
So yeah, that's used to be a 24 hours. But I think having that would also, because there are some rude customers too. Just like there
yeah.
are some rude students and rude colleagues. So that's something that you also could get used to. How much do you mind having to share what do they pay there for Walmart employees in Louisiana? They start at $15 or above or more?
No, this stuff for 14.
Okay, not bad.
Yeah,
Because it's 700 pesos or close to 800 an hour. That is not bad.
yeah, not bad.
Not bad, yeah.
You could buy a chicken, like a
Ellen,
whole
You
chicken.
buy a whole chicken with that, yeah.
Yeah,
Already baked, right?
Mom
yeah,
Ellen, and
absolutely.
Yeah.
Kim, can
Yes,
I
Leslie.
interrupt for a bit? Because I
Uh-huh.
just want to say this before I get out. But Junior said a while ago that because Kim is planning to teach next year maybe, and
Uh-huh.
he is so scared because he's so afraid that he can't, communicate.
He's doing good.
He's very humble, but I'm like, and Junior said he's like, this is an initiation for Kim. If Kim can speak today in Dr. Merlina's Zoom meeting, he's ready.
Yeah, he's
What he
very
said?
ready. I'm
Yeah,
telling you, I have spoken to, a few dozen
yeah.
teachers, and I can tell. I will not tell you that you're ready if I don't think you are, because I will tell, right? Leslie, you've heard me,
No,
tell
Yes,
people
I think
before.
Dr.
I'm not that
Ellen is
ready.
Dr.
Yeah.
Merlina is so honest. Like if you're not ready, she will tell you, you need a little bit of practicing. So maybe
Yeah.
you can come back here next time and
Yeah.
do it. We'll do it all over again. But
Yeah. I've done
she
that
will
before.
not sugarcoat it. She's a
Yeah, I
very
won't.
honest person.
Yeah, so thank
I
you, Ma'am
won't.
I'm
Ellen.
shaking
I
You're
right
try to
now.
be
our
nice,
for
but I
that
really
thing.
want you to know when you need to grow too. But Kim, I tell you, Kim, you just need the confidence because I really think that you're ready. And that what kind of class were you gonna be doing? Special ed?
I think yeah, I'm grabbing a
Yeah.
special ed.
Special ed kids are gonna be so much easier to handle than the
Mm.
regular kids too. Right, Leslie? Do you think, Les? Do you agree with me, Les?
100%, ma'am.
Yeah,
It's
they're
so
still
much
so
easier.
kind. Yeah.
The only thing that I'm really, having a hard time with special ed is the paperwork.
Oh, that's the only thing.
Like
But
the mountain of
but the
paperwork in
schools,
front of
the
you.
schools now are, if they have adapted some the apps are actually
We
making
we
the
have
paperwork
like we
better.
had an app. We're using C's education right now, but it's still
Still
you as a
complicated.
teacher too. It's so complicated to you play around with. But like I just thank God that my supervisor was super nice there. She would she took me under her wing and showed me everything.
Yeah.
But Jerian is a sped teacher and she knows everything about special ed, the paperwork in Louisiana. So it's not be so hard.
Yeah.
It's not
So
gonna be
Jerian should
hard
be your
for
wife.
her.
Jerian should be able
Yeah,
to help you,
yeah,
which is a
yeah.
good thing. Yeah. But the pay would be way better, Kim. You're talking from
Yeah.
$14 to $50 an hour. So that's like you're talking about four times more than what you're making now. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So that's what I'm thinking. If I get the opportunity, maybe next year, then I will grab it. To
yeah,
like
do it.
get
Yeah.
into teaching.
And the
But
insurance is good. The insurance is good to help you guys. Well, the Walmart insurance, you can beat it.
I
Walmart is
think
cheap.
I think they don't have it right now because after the COVID, they don't give 8 hours for the association for the workers, so they only
Oh,
give 7 hours each worker.
oh.
So they change it.
So they
Like
don't
you
have to
can,
pay. Yeah.
yeah, you can only have the insurance or benefits if you got 8 hours. So
Yeah.
you will be get into regular, but they
Ah.
will just do part time. Most of the employees,
Yeah.
the employer,
So
the worker.
how many
So
hours do you work then? You do 35 hours
no, I work only 5 hours and a half a night. So
a
I
night?
get in the store at 5:30 and then get off at 11.
Not bad, not
11.
bad.
Yeah.
You can, yeah, yeah, not bad. So Jerian will have to
Yeah.
take care of the baby from, when she gets in.
Yeah. And I was like I tried to like make a video of myself like folding those sporting stuff, and I would try to share it, but no, 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 I changed my mind because I tried to like brag about not having my job right now. Like it was like a dream job because there's no less stress, less hassles. Just getting interactive with customers, arranging, zoning, stocking
Yeah.
stuff like
But
that.
yeah, those are the perspective. I want you to, address the perspective of the husband. You see, you are a teacher too,
Yep.
but right now you're actually sharing the perspective of the
Oh
husband of
yeah,
just one
that's
person, right? You're a J2,
yeah. I
right?
would like to inspire them to their husband if they will get in here. Then, if their husband is just not picky when it comes to job, we have a lot of job right here. Even if you don't want to like get in store, but if you have the card, then you could probably apply for a like an overeat or something like that to
Yeah,
deliver some food.
tribe
And
something.
also
Yeah,
Walmart have this Spark, which is you can apply for it like uh you will do the online so the people will do shopping online and you will
right.
be the
And you
one to get
deliver.
all the stuff, yeah,
Yeah,
all of that. So
yeah,
they pay good too,
yeah,
yeah, people like most of the uh some worker also say that pays a lot when it comes to do Spark.
yeah. And some
And
people would tip you as well, right? They give
yep,
tips.
the
Hmm.
tip.
Hmm.
Yeah, even me, they try to like giving me some tips, but it's a big no-no. But sometimes you can't like the customer will insist, hey, you should accept this. You should buy some drinks and then chips, something like that. But I said, no, ma'am, I'm good. This is my job. Let me just do it.
Yeah,
But they will
because you could get
insist
in trouble. Yeah.
sometimes. Yeah, but most of the times I didn't accept it. But there's this one incident that the customer inside in store, you just I think we Filipinos we have a lot more I guess we can do anything. Like
Yeah.
when I yeah, we can
Overachievers.
do
That's called
anything.
overachiever.
Yeah, because when I get here, like when I heard about getting a haircut, like it costs you $35. Then I was thinking about it. Me and my son, if $35, so we need to have $70 then here we go every time. So then I think about buying a razor in the Walmart. So
Yeah.
I did it myself.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
people
so
do
I
that
do my
actually.
own,
Yeah, I know my husband was like telling me, "Can you just like learn how to cut my hair so I don't have to pay
Mhm.
this $20 here in Salem?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't want to do that because I know it's going to be ugly because I don't that's not that's not a skill I have."
Mhm.
People have to go for months to get that skill, but for me, some men like younger men,
Mhm.
you can just shave it or whatever, really quickly, like military cut, and that's
Yeah.
doable. Yeah, but older folks, it's not the same. But yeah, but you might be able to do that and save a lot of money because for one of the equipment, it might be like one haircut, and then you have it for forever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
forever. So I just
Yeah.
purchased it like $50, and then I think I did my hair like 3 times now.
Oh
So,
well, you got your
but
money back
yeah.
already. But
But
yeah, it looks good. It looks fine.
no, but if you will take a look at closely, but I don't know if you can see it. It's like there's a lot of mistakes, I guess.
Well,
Or
Have Jerian to fix it. I'm sure she can fix it. Yeah. Anyway,
yeah, and
yeah. But I
Doc
would love to
Ellen.
meet you all in person, all of you guys to come here. I do not know when is your first availability, but I would really love for you all. I don't know what your plans for Thanksgiving. Did you have like one time, the first year that Leslie was here, we actually had Thanksgiving party here at the house with a bunch of Filipino teachers. So I did not know, we'll talk about it later, Les, but
Doc
maybe when I
Ellen.
visit there October 12th, we'll make some plan on what to do. Because I
mhm.
think that would be cool, right?
Doc Ellen, I just have. Can I just say something? Just maybe one sentence. I would just uh, ca- I mean, can you hear me, Doc?
Yes, yeah, I
Oh
can.
yeah.
Yes.
Uh, this is the first time that I heard Kim conversing using the English as a straight language, and I just would like to say that I'm just so proud of him. Like he sounded more American than me.
Oh no, the three of you are really good.
Oh
I'm
no.
telling you.
And
Because we don't speak like that with our siblings, right? You speak our
yeah,
Cebuano, yeah.
and
So
he's
that's
always
Kim.
joking around. He's always
Yeah.
joking around like, you know what, it's really hard for me to speak English in here. That's one thing. And I was just surprised because he's just, I mean, he's humble. He's always humble. He's always humble
All
to
of you
us.
are. Uh-huh.
And oh my God, I'm just so proud of him today. I'm just so proud of him. This is the first time that I heard him speaking English all throughout. So I
Yeah.
was just
Well,
like
there
so
you
proud of
go,
him.
Kim. Your sisters are proud of you.
Yeah,
And
ginulat niya sa Tagalog pa, Dok. Ginulat niya kami because he doesn't speak like that to us, and he would always say that, Ate, I'm really like I'm a little bit leery about teaching here because um I can't speak the language.
Yes,
And now
he's speaking well.
he like if I
no.
like I would say Junior is listening and he's like, "Oh my God, what is he saying?" Like Kim, you have to start believing in yourself, and if
You
you're
really
doctor,
need to.
and if you are Dr. McCullough approved, you're good.
You are good. Yeah. Yeah, I would love to. In fact, I want to call on Debbie. Debbie's here. Debbie's always got some good thoughts. Debbie, what do you think about these three siblings here that spoke, especially about Kim's language? What do you think? Let's have a third person perspective. Where's Debbie? Debbie, are you there? Or can you hear me? Let me see. I still see her. I wonder if she stepped out or whatever. Debbie? Well, anyway, anybody. How about Giselle? Giselle, you're a relative. What do you think about your cousin?
Uh, Hi, Doc. Oh,
Uh-huh.
they're very good, Doc. I'm very amazed.
I
You're
think
proud
just
of them, right?
They're really very good, Doc. Kim, grabe.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm so proud of
So
them, the three of
Yeah.
them, Doc.
They're doing really
Gone
well
so
here in
far.
America. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yes,
bet
Doc.
I bet your mom's really proud. I bet their mom's really proud of them, right? All three kids are in America, all three teachers, plus the in-law.
Yes, Doc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope you all help your mother over there, sending money over there. I hope that you all do because our money goes a long, long way.
Oh
And
my
so,
God,
yeah, I'm so
Mom Ellen, if
disappointed.
you just know,
You,
like my
you do.
mom's receiving, like she's living her best life. Like she's touring around the Philippines. She went to Camiguin. She went to Bohol.
Nice.
She went to an island, and this time
She
they're
might need to go
planning her.
abroad next. She might need to go to Hong Kong
Yeah,
and
but
other places.
she she is living her best life, and we
Awesome.
want her to experience that because we
That's
were
good.
so poor. We were so
Yeah.
poor. And
That's
it's her,
awesome, you know.
and if
Yeah.
this is our first time living our life, it's our mom's first time too.
Yeah.
So we want
Awesome.
her, yeah. So we want her to.
I know you and Jannar already help her, but I do not know if I'm being nosy
No, my
now.
siblings are so amazing.
Yeah.
Like I'm the oldest, I know, but I didn't have to tell them to, to give this to mom or whatever. Girl has
Yeah.
been so supportive. Kim has been so
That's
supportive, and
awesome.
even when they were in the Philippines, like when I was the only one in here, like I would send like a big amount of money for my mom's birthday, like usually, but they would never let me do it by myself, even if I'm like others would say, oh, you can do that by yourself because you're the one who's
The
getting a
US.
huge
Yeah.
amount of pay. But no, they're not like that.
They
They
always
would
want to
usually
share.
counterpart, and they would say, oh, ate, if you're gonna do the catering, I'm gonna do the lechon, and Kim's
Mhm.
gonna do the decorations and all that. They and I'm That's why I'm so proud because I like all the two of them are very supportive, and especially for the happiness of mama. like
Yeah.
like that's
Nice.
our, like, we have like one, if we have like one the same goal, and that's making our mama happy,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. And I'm
we get to
hoping,
do
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping that you could even have her to come to visit. You
Yes,
can come her to visit because
that's the plan.
yeah, Johnson's
Yes.
mama is here with me, visiting
Yes.
me. Yeah, and so because she lives, they live in Jonesboro now, and she likes being in the province, like life here. So she's house sitting right now in a friend's house. And yeah. So anyway, so yeah, that's one thing that I would like to encourage all international teachers. When you come here to America, don't forget your family, especially your immediate family. Like in their case, their mother, they're helping their mom. I really think that you should do that because it makes me sad when I hear that they're making, 3 million pesos a year, and you're not even, helping out a little bit back home. So I think you should because they were the ones that sent you to college. Your parents, sometimes the sibling, you could help them maybe birthdays or Christmas or whatever, but I would really encourage that because I've seen it. I've seen the difference that it makes to families. So yeah. Um, okay, so what else do you want to touch on? We have 30 minutes. I've been trying to stop at 10. So we have 30 minutes still to talk. So if there are others or if there's some more, Kim, what things surprised you the most when you moved to Louisiana?
I think it's more on the culture shock, I guess, when it
Culture
comes
shock.
to
Like which one? Food? Was
it
it food
surprised
or
me the most. Yeah, the food, I guess. Yeah, and the food, because we can only have those fast food, or let's just say junk foods in the Philippines if we have some spare money. But here you can grab it anywhere.
yeah.
Like chicken is everywhere.
Hmm.
I've been trying to look for something like a pork everywhere, but they got a lot of like a ombu or something like a
It got
buffet, but
yeah,
but
gumbo,
most of the
yeah.
time, like I was surprised because I've seen those people like early in the morning they grabbing some like burger and then also some sweet drinks. So their life here they prioritize most the those sweet drinks and water. So it's kind of like made me, oh my goodness, I thought it was just like their snacks or something like that. So that's your main course or
That's
something.
your meal, yeah.
Yeah, that's your meal. Like they will have it as a like a breakfast, dinner or something like that. So all the time. So
But yeah, but we think of it as snacks in our culture because our real
yeah,
food is rice, right?
yeah, rice or we always cook like veggies. If we have some chicken or meat, then we will cook anything. But here they will just grab those and on the shelves like frozen
Mhm.
goods, and then put it in the oven or something like that. Then it was all good. But for me, also the people right here, because I really thought that they're more like I know judgmental, something like that. But when I get here, they're more for like
Yeah.
good
Friendly.
good people, yeah, friendly, and also they're more like approachable,
Yeah.
like they're not something I've seen. Yeah, let me share this to you. Like, I get a ticket from a running a stop sign, and then uh, it was a crazy
Oh
story.
my
So,
gosh. That's
yeah,
scary.
I was getting my wife from school, and then my wife has her colleague, then asked us to if we could send him to where the place she was living. Then uh, when we get into the we were near at the village, or and then they have these two entrances. We have the main entrance, and the other one is just like you can get in there. But I didn't
Hide
notice the
entrance.
stop sign. Yeah, so I just
Uh-huh.
right turn quickly, and then we have a no. Then I just noticed that the police follow us, and you just say, yeah, you need to
Blue
pull over.
light.
Then I've seen a lot of videos in the Facebook, like those crazy videos that police pull you over and then ask you for something like that. Like it was crazy things. But then the police asked my driver license. That I give it to him, and then she tried to lick. But I forgot to bring also the registration of the car, because I was just received it from the car max. So
Uh-huh.
so the citation was that I got a running a stop sign, and then I'm not able to bring the registration. That cost me three
Oh my
hundred fifty.
gosh. It's
Yeah, so that
expensive.
that almost like 15 and a half in the way back in the Philippines. So I was telling my wife that, you know what, we should pay for this, or I should go to the court. Then and then I telling her all the time that I'm a little bit scared getting in court, because I've seen the videos, not unless those the one that passed away, Carpio, I guess was the
Uh-huh.
name, that he was so good. But I think that was inspired me a lot to get into the court, and then ask for something like that, because I don't want to pay 350 for that. So then the trial is come, and then the day was set, so I was getting there, and then yeah. But before that, like, I called for what do you call that thing? I think, yeah, I called somebody for that. Then he told me, "Hey, just come in court. This is not like you've seen in the movies or something in the videos. That we're not really rude person here." So
Yeah.
then I get in there, and then and then talk to the lawyers, and then they would call you. Hey, this is his name, King Cabooses. You're running a stop sign like that. So I would just explain about. I just get here in the U.S., and then not able to show my registration, and then they will just give you like, oh no, you're good. You will just this violation right here, really, that this really gives you a that really heavy violation, because you were running a stop sign. So
Mm-hmm.
you need to undergo like schooling or something like that, or orientation. But then it will reflect into your insurance also. So your insurance will get bigger. So, but he said, no, we were gonna make this a simple violation. So you just and then from 350, so it goes to 150. So that was pretty good. I
Save
was
yourself
very
$200,
happy,
huh?
and yeah, from 350 going to $150, and then I am very happy. Like that was the most craziest experience in my life.
Yeah.
Like I
It's
haven't.
scary.
Yeah, I haven't been experienced pulling over by the policeman in the Philippines. But
Yeah.
here, oh man, so that was the
Yeah.
good thing here, because everything right here, it is a law. So if
Yeah.
it's a law, there's no one above
Follow
the
it.
law. Then you should follow it. Like
Yeah.
the
I've
the
had my share of tickets, Kim. I have my share of
Mhm.
tickets that it was so bad because I was like, I was getting my doctorate degree and I have a 4 hour drive from my work. And so I was trying to hurry because my first teacher at 4 o'clock had to leave my office at 12. And so which means I have to work an extra hour every day to pay for that, 4 hours of
Mhm.
leaving early. So anyway, so I'm in hurrying all the time mode. So I got stopped by this cop and I'm like, right about an hour from school, and I was so in a hurry that I don't want to be late because the teacher is like so strict. It was for a former English teacher in high school, and he just gets so mad whenever you're late. So I was so mean at that cop. I'm like, whatever, give it to me. It's because he was like, because if you're nice to them, a lot of times, especially women, if you're
Mhm.
nice to them, like, oh, officer, I'm so sorry, just be humble and say, I'm so sorry. This is my new me. I would always say, sir, I'm so sorry. I should not have done that because I know better. I'm a retired teacher. I should know better. I would
Mhm.
say something like that, and they start to being so nice when they hear the word teacher.
Mhm.
And a lot of times I get out of a ticket, but of course, it's nothing like I might have been over a little bit on my speed. I did not run a stop sign or anything, but that's something that you also need to learn. If you're nice and you're humble and you're really like
Yeah,
regretful,
absolutely.
they will give you a break. And a lot of time I'll get a warning, a verbal warning. Sometimes
Mhm.
it's a written warning. And if you have a written warning, you better not have a ticket within 30 days or whatever days. And then it's gone. So yeah, that's so Kim doing that and saving $200, that's amazing. And so you're confident enough. See, there you go, Kim. You're confident enough to go to the court, speak English, and did that. So good for you. Yeah, that's a lot. That's 10,000 pesos you're saving, or 11 even.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe because of, like, uh we have a tight budget, and then I don't want to like paying that much, because I know that amount could be we can do a lot of that amount, like
yeah,
we can buy a
exactly.
lot of milk, something
Yeah,
for my
that's
son, and then
groceries a week. Yeah,
groceries, and then yeah, a lot. Like, so I decided, but but to tell you honestly, I tell my wife before the date that maybe we should pay this right now. We should use a credit card, because
yeah,
I was really scared,
yeah.
to
It's
get
scary.
into the court. But
I've never been to a
but
court, Kim. I always paid because I was afraid of courts. Never. I always paid. My last one was
Mhm.
$188, and it was just speeding.
Yeah, the perspective, I guess. Like I would say that, oh, these crazy videos, getting into online right now, like you've seen a lot, the police cops, and you, like, that really affects your thoughts, and
Perspective. Yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
mine, yeah, and
yeah,
then that really like lead you or mislead you. But
yeah,
that thing really taught me a lesson that you should not be like, you know um thinking more positive, I guess. That's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Like,
Don't take it negative, especially that's
mm,
being done in the on media. Don't do that because a lot of
mm,
times they are showing that because it's something rare. It's
yeah.
a common thing, so don't think of it as like a common thing when that's why they want to share it, because it's not something that happens all the time. But sometimes people are just negative. They see they use the negative filter all the time. And so,
Yes.
but if you as a viewer and you believe it and you think that's the truth, well, then you have it coming because it's going to be different in real life, right? And that's exactly what you're saying to us, that when you have, in America, you have some things you don't know, such as the registration deal. And so just be honest with it and tell the court. And that's why you got the $200 difference,
Yeah.
break. Yeah. You still have to go to the class, driving class thing. You still have to
No,
attend it. No,
no,
you didn't have to
no.
attend it.
They like, there was a heavy violation, but they just turned into like a regular one.
Yeah,
Like,
they must have been impressed
there's no
with
need,
you.
yeah,
Yeah, they
there's no need for
impressed
me
you.
to get into a class or something like that. That
Yeah.
was really makes me happy, because that won't affect my, insurance, because that won't reflect anymore.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then I guess, yeah, it's probably way different, because and let me just inspire all those, aspiring applicants here, to who wants to be, or they wanted to get in here. If they have the chance to bring their husband or something, their family, right? Oh, they will just, if they could bring them all at once, or not, even though just like me or my son. So my wife get in here like October, and then we just get like we get in here like November. So that's it, because it's really easy for your husband to get a job here, if
Yeah.
and everything, I think,
Like,
then
yeah.
they're really a big help also.
Yeah, but the visa sponsors actually encourage you to like come later, because
Hmm.
if you all go at once, then the consular officer could be thinking that, well, you don't have anybody that you have to go back for.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you have a better chance if you go by yourself, and then later your husband and son or daughter will come, because then they know that you are here, legitimately, and you're not really here to just like tago and tago later, so to become illegal. So that's actually a better thing to come back like in a month, like later you
Mhm.
follow. Sometimes that's a good deal for the situation of the interview, for the teacher interview. So, like in for example, in Abby's case, where she has four kids, and then they did not bring any, and then he came later, and then later on they bring their kids, but they not even bring all of them. There's one left, right?
Yeah.
So those things are good for a consular officer to see that you do have an intention to go back, because you're not going to leave your baby forever, for example. So yeah, so that there's an advantage to that as well. But yeah, those are some learning that you do learn in America. That getting tickets, you really have to be careful about speed. You need to pay attention to those speed.
Yeah.
After I got so many tickets, I actually had to attend a driving school. Can you imagine? So I was like doing that. All those I gotten tickets, and you have so many points. If you get so many tickets, so I did not realize that. And so one time I was working as a consultant to this state, this that
Hmm.
university that is part of the state. So in order to get reimbursed with my, like when I go drive there, when I go attend, you have to get reimbursed by the state. They won't reimburse me unless I attended a driving school because of my violation. And I did
Hmm.
not know that. So I had to do it. And then I have to get the certificate that they gave you and then turn it in for them to pay me for what they owed me for reimbursing me for driving, 2 hours away. But what I learned from that is embarrassing because I came in there, there's this little classroom thing for the traffic school, and I came from work. So I was like dressed up, having my blazer, look like I'm a teacher, a professor. So they thought I was a teacher. And I sat right next to them. And this kid was like, "Well, I was drunk and I got in trouble because I was driving 100 miles per hour." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I am with these people that did that." But my thing was like less than 10 miles per hour, a
Yeah.
little bit over, but these people are doing like 50 miles over the limit, so really reckless driver. And me, I'm just like, so anyway, because I had too many, and that's why I didn't do that. But I've learned my lesson to always watch now, always have to pay attention to that, because you get to talking and you don't pay attention to the speed. So having putting it on cruise helps, especially like, for example, there's always a 60
Hmm.
miles per hour for a while.
Yeah.
Go ahead and
Miles per hour.
cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah, put it on cruise. That way you'll always have it on that below 60. And
Yeah,
that's
that's a good thing. You can use the cruise here, but I
yeah.
don't know in the Philippines because
No,
there's a
you
lot
can. You
of
stop
heavy
a lot.
traffic right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
you stop a lot. Yeah. Well, anyway, all right. So what else do you notice the difference? So food wise, are you close to the Asian store there?
Yeah, we're close here. Like,
Yeah,
I guess that's 15 miles, or
not bad.
we can like for 20 minutes we can get in there in the
Oh,
Asian
okay.
store.
What's the name of your
Yeah.
town? Are you in the capital? Are you in New Orleans?
We are here in the Denham Springs.
Oh, okay. So is
Yeah.
that close to which big city?
I think the close big cities in New Orleans.
New Orleans. Okay. Well, you're
Yeah.
pretty close to everything then. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
pretty
like
close.
Louisiana. Do you know the best places to eat in Louisiana for the barbecue are not the fancy places, but those
Mm-hmm.
places that look like really simple, look like a hot, look like really simple places. Those have the
Mm-hmm.
best food. That's what I noticed, because we had my husband and I used to have 80 towers, and 17 or 16 or 17 of them were in Louisiana. So we were in Louisiana a lot back in,
Mm-hmm.
I think Jet was only three, so maybe 2002, something like that, 2003. So we were in Louisiana a lot, and that's when I noticed. Like, we went to fancy places and then ate their food, the same food that was, being served by like just a neighborhood, like
Mm-hmm.
barbecue place. And I love the prices of the cheaper one, of course, but then the taste was better. The taste was way better, and yeah. So anyway, so don't be judging those places as like, oh, not as good as the fancy ones, because you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
be wrong. Because we went there several times, and that's how I learned it. I'm like, oh my goodness, now I had favorite places that we stopped by, because they're way better than the fancy ones that we tried. So you might want to give it a try if you see some barbecue places that are like locals, and it's just not pretty, not a big restaurant, but just like a simple looking thing. They will possibly have a better food than the um than the fancy ones, because their rent is cheap. Yeah. And so
Yeah, I
yeah,
think yeah, the taste or something, because we always look forward for something like we crave for something Filipino food,
yeah, you do.
Filipino food sometimes. Like
Yeah,
every time, I guess. Yeah, I try to recreate some foods, but sometimes it's really hard. Just ingredients, it's that's the very big. I think when it comes to ingredients like coconut, so we couldn't have coconut here right, like immediately. But if you buy some coconut in the Asian store, you will have it like at $25 each.
it's
So that
expensive.
was yeah, that's very expensive. So
Yeah, Walmart has it sometimes, but it's not as good either.
no, they have coconut in the can, but no, it doesn't taste good. I've
It doesn't
tried
taste
it.
good.
Like I tried to cook a biko like a
Uh-huh.
week ago, and I tried it. No, it was just like eating a what we call this in the Philippines, lugaw.
Really? It's a
Yeah,
porridge. It's a
yeah,
porridge.
it's that tastes like a porridge. Yeah, you put some brown sugar in it. You can
Yeah.
taste any coconut like this thing.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
this distinct taste when it
Yeah,
comes
I know
to
what you
beef.
mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. But when you are here like me, 38 years, I get used to that one because
Hmm.
I just do not get the fresh ones in the Philippines. So you just have to settle for that, taste.
Yeah,
Just as long
I
as you
think
get that.
so.
But
We
in
need to settle
Louisiana,
for
you
it.
should have fresh fish. Do you have fresh seafood there?
Um, I think yeah, they do like those shrimp and then crab. Yeah,
Yeah,
they have. But
you
when
should.
it comes to
Yeah,
I think in the Lafay they have this fish. They have a lot of fishes also. But I
yeah.
think that was 2 hours far away here from
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Well, when you come here, Kim, I want you to see if you could stop by and buy me some shrimp and fish, and I'll pay you back
You're right.
because
Yeah.
there are some people from Louisiana, friends of ours, that would go there and they come back with 2 or 3 coolers full of shrimp, and they will sell it double the money, sometimes. But anyway, so they would sell it and they would help pay for their gas because they
Yeah,
make
that's
money
what
off of the shrimp.
I was thinking about that,
You should do that.
tactic too. Like I've been telling my wife, when we get in there at the Louisiana, then in the Arkansas, I think we should buy a lot of because we are a member here in the Sam's, and then
Uh-huh.
you can have a like $10, and you get a 2 gallons of oil, and then you get some bigger chicharron pack that costs you like $6 or $4, and then
Yeah, but Sam's in an hour from them, so that's not gonna
no,
work.
no. Wait, like it's not an hour from here. We only got like 15 minutes. We can get at the Sam's
Right, but
Club.
they have access to Sam's is what I'm trying to say. But
Oh
the
yeah,
fresh seafood is
but
different
the
because
fresh,
they wouldn't
yeah, the
get that.
fresh
Yeah.
seafoods.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but Sam's
it's
don't do
not.
that because they have access to that. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not like you
but
can
I
buy
was thinking
25
about that thing.
cents.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah, they have access to that. It's the fresh seafood that you need to, those blue crabs, those
yeah,
crabs, those
blue crab
yeah,
fishes.
frog, yeah, not frog legs, but crab legs. And
Hmm.
then especially shrimp. Because shrimp is so cheap where you are in Louisiana, but we
Like
cannot
I
get
think it
that in
was
Arkansas.
five 99 per lug for the bigger shrimp. Like it was this big. I think so. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
see here, that's double that. That's 9.95, I'm
really.
thinking. Yeah,
Oh, so I
yeah.
should buy a lot of.
Yeah, buy some and sell some. And that's done a lot. A lot of my friends that would go there and they would come back and they would say, "Hey, Marlena, how many pounds do you want?" I said, "I want 5 pounds. I want 10 pounds." So I would buy some because I put in my freezer. And then anytime I want some shrimp, like for my noodles and other things, I would, get those shrimp. I would pack them in smaller pieces so that I just get a little Ziploc bag full of stuff. And so I would use that several times. So yeah, I wish you would do that because I think that,
Yeah.
part of our culture is food, and
Yeah,
Louisiana
seafood.
being
Yeah, I
close.
really love
Yeah.
seafood. And they're
Yeah.
also like I don't know if how they call it Cajun. Like they have the
Cajun. Yeah.
seasoning,
Cajun
yeah,
food's
Cajun, yeah,
wonderful.
Cajun, yeah. They
Yeah.
use it for everything, like for the
Yeah.
seafoods and stuff like that. Yeah.
Gumbo, you should try their gumbo. And
Yeah.
yeah, you should try that little thing that looks like longanisa, except it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's got rice in it. I forget the name, but it's really good. You have to try all their food because Cajun food's good, especially if you like spicy. I like spicy. So yeah, you should try it. And because some of them may be like, if you're craving Filipino food, some of them
Mhm.
would kind of replace the craving. So if I could
Yeah.
get Filipino foods when I go to Louisiana, I just buy their local food. And their barbecue is so awesome. They're so good. Yeah.
I haven't tried it one yet,
Yeah,
but
you have to
but
try.
I'm gonna put it in the bucket list right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have tried
You
it.
can do it tomorrow. But the thing is, when you come to the US and you're gonna be going, and the teachers are gonna be going to different places, different states. So look at the resources in that state. Like for example, Louisiana will have the seafood, and Arkansas would have a lot of fresh vegetables because we have gardens and things. Like in
Mhm.
my place here, I'm only 10 minutes or less to the Amish farm, and the Amish would raise these vegetables really cheap.
Yeah,
So
that was them
anytime,
looking
yeah,
forward. So I keep on telling like Mom Leslie or Ate Leslie about like I wanted to go to the Amish, because
yeah.
I wanted to buy a lot of corn grits or
Yeah, you can
because I
buy them
want
in sacks. You can buy
like a
them like in
live
wholesale. Yeah,
chicken because I miss doing like live chicken or
yeah.
like live stuff.
They have those. They have those, and they even have like a chicken dinner once or twice a year, or a breakfast with the community. I think
Oh
Leslie has gone to a couple of.
Yes, that
Yeah,
was the best
Leslie,
thing.
it was October something. That's coming up. I'll have to tell you that so that you can possibly come, because I always love it when you all come. October, what's the Amish thing? October 11. Oh, that's the day before I come to see you guys. I
Ma'am?
will be here. I would be in your area already because I'll be spending the night there.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's not gonna work this time. But they always have it in October and March. They would have October and March event. So yeah. So I would like for
First,
you all to attend that they have a chicken dinner in between that. So when I find out, you have to let me know because they
yes,
have the
ma'am.
best food, I swear. Anyway, talking about food makes me hungry because I've not eaten anything.
Yeah, you have to
So
eat now.
what else do we have? 10 minutes to close up. Do you have anything else that that surprised you, the best thing that's different or the same? Strategies that you have used in the Philippines that worked here well too?
Yeah, I think, the strategies, I guess, is, I like be open minded all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
open minded. Like most of the time, we easily adapt everything. Like anything in our surroundings, and we can just like get into it. Like um,
Yeah,
yeah,
be a
adapt.
growth mindset then. That's what you're saying, right? Be a
Yeah,
growth mindset, not a fixed mindset.
not a
Like
fixed
always
mindset.
open. Yeah, growth
Yeah.
mindset's always good. Yeah. Very
And
good.
also, what really, because I'm in a grocery or some sort of like a Gisano or a mall here, like I'm working in a mall. So what's really surprised me a lot is how they like, if they will have a clearance sales when with their items, then that's 100% clearance item. Like that item from $10 to down to 75 cents, that's a real one.
Yeah,
Because
that's a
way
really
back in the
good deal.
Philippines, you can buy a toothpaste that they say they put it on sale like 50%, and when you try to like get the first sticker, then you can
Yeah.
probably see the original price that you
Uh-huh.
just like trick you. But
Yeah.
here, so
They
this is
really have a
what
sale.
this is what the good thing. If we Filipino, we always wanted to get a lot of items, to send some boxes for our families, But
Uh-huh.
then I've been seeing like a post in a in a group page, like they've been asking if where they could buy something for their family to send boxes in the Philippines, like because like they're talking about the Walmart. It's not having much, but for me, they have the system, if you wanted to like save a lot, then you will do seasonal. Because
Yeah. Yeah.
if the school will start like this week, right? This out the past week, so that all of the school supplies to display, they will put it on clearance sales.
Yeah.
Like I've been watching it, like, oh my goodness, we have the
So cheap.
Crayola brand and everything. That the pencil that costs you like 75 cents, 50 cents, 40 cents. I'm telling myself, if I could, if only I have a lot of budget, I would buy all of this stuff and send this to all of to something like schools or to my cousins or something
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
Philippines, way back in the Philippines.
Yeah.
And
I
also
just
when it comes,
Yeah, I don't know how much the package there to send from Louisiana. In Arkansas, I just sent nine boxes to my brothers. My mom,
Mhm.
actually, mom did that. So it was $90. So it's $810 for all nine. So I don't know
Yeah,
how
but it
much it
doesn't
was.
matter how much you're gonna. I think it doesn't matter how much it costs you to
You filled
send
it
those
up.
boxes.
Yeah.
But the happiness, I guess, it's different, really. If you receive some boxes, we get from here from. But yeah. What surprises me also is that I thought everything here is made in the USA, but it's not.
It's a lot of China.
Yeah,
You're
China,
funny.
everything. When I look everywhere in the corner, it's all China. Yeah, so
Those are misconceptions we have too. And people in the
yeah,
Philippines are so big about looking at where it's made. I'm like, I swear I bought it in the US, but it's made in China.
but it's made in China.
Yeah. It's cheaper. That's funny.
Yeah, but
Just
I think the thoughts that count, that it came from,
Yeah, it's the thoughts
yeah,
for
it
sure.
came from America, and then you send it to the Philippines.
Yeah.
The effort that you did
Yeah.
getting all those stuff, and then even if you don't have the budget, but still you allocate for something, for
Yeah,
your family to
you can
get
go to
into.
garage sales, and you can they have sales here for usually Thursday to Saturday sales, and then
Hmm.
to different people go to the nice places, to the subdivisions that are so nice houses. I always joke like, do not go to a yard sale with a house that's worse than yours. So go to the nice neighborhoods,
Yeah,
because they would have the nice things, and it might be 50 cents. And if you go to the mall, it's $50. And it might be, you might buy it for 50 cents or a dollar. And of course, Goodwill and Salvation Army, those are
Mhm.
places that you could buy things and then send to the Philippines. What I usually do is I get everybody, of course, my three sisters, or my two sisters are here, so there's three of us, plus my nieces, and then
Mhm.
plus my mom. So there's so many closets that we clean out. But then I don't just send clothes because I see their video where they're just throwing this clothes like this, but they're not
Yeah.
using the goodie. So
The
what I
clothes.
would do is go to Walmart when they go on sale and buy those on sale items, and I go to when I go to Goodwill, I look for like Nike shoes, like branded shoes, and they're like $4 and a half, and some of them are 60, $80 in the mall. So just kind of look for the good quality things, but look
Mhm.
at the places like slightly used items. They call them consignment stores. So if you and your wife have not been to a consignment store, you need to go to those because they will have designer items, branded
Mhm.
items, and so cheap. Like sometimes it could be 10% of what the cost was. So if it was $90, it's $9. So it's so cheap. So yeah, those are some things that we could say as savings because Kim is sharing about the perspective of a husband working here for a second job in America. It's pretty much almost like needed really to have a second income
Yeah.
because they always say if a person is a if a teacher has one income, you are only a divorce away from poverty. If you get divorced, you pretty much, yeah, you're poor, because if you especially if you have kids, more than one kid, because it's hard to I saw this when my sister got divorced here. Malet was divorced with her first husband, and it was hard for her to live by herself, renting a house and paying for everything else by herself. It was hard. And she did that. I think she was remarried after a year or two, but I saw how hard it was. She ended up buying a house and or whatever, but she was able to sell it and got some money. But it was really difficult to have in and as a teacher's pay. How much more if it was a like a minimum paying job. So having a teaching job here is good. Louisiana, what does Louisiana start pay for teachers? What does it start?
I think I don't know, maybe 35 plus or
That's
something.
all?
35.
Because
I
ours
did
is 50.
I let me ask my wife.
Yeah, ask her. Because it has to be close to 50. I don't think Louisiana was that far from, I thought they were bigger. Louisiana, I mean, Arkansas and Mississippi are two of the lowest, used to be, but now Missouri, we beat Missouri. So since our new governor had changed it to 50,000 a year, then Arkansas is
Oh,
actually a little better. How much?
so it's 35 per hour.
No, that's per hour, but I
Yeah,
meant the
per
whole year.
hour.
No, I meant
I
the whole
think
year.
the whole year. How much is the whole year, babe? I think that could be 60 or
60.
50.
Yeah,
Yeah.
50 to 60 would be
Yeah,
what I was
50 to 60.
thinking. Yeah, because but if you have to do where did you get the 35? Is that tutoring when you do tutoring is 35?
No, it is the hour rate, I guess. She means the per hour rate, like $35 per hour. When you do teaching, like
Okay,
you
so times
you
8 hours,
yeah,
right?
8 hours.
So 35, that's 240 plus 40, 280. And so 280 times 5 is 1,400, 1,456. Yeah, that would be about right, 60 something. Yeah, that would be 60 something. But anyway, but in I think in Arkansas the rate for tutors are $50, mostly 45, $50 an hour. Is that right, Leslie and Gerlie? If you do tutoring there, it's about 45 to $50 an hour. So
Whoa, that's a
yeah,
lot.
yeah. So they do that, and you can do that as a teacher. You can find some people that need tutoring. I get contacted all the time, Marlena, will you tutor? And I said, nope, nope, I'm retired. I charge too much. But anyway, so yeah, so you if you work in America, if you're just a hardworking person, you can make money. You will never starve if you are hardworking in America. Do you agree with me?
Yeah,
If you
I
are
agree
willing
with
to
that.
work,
Like
you're
a
not
hundred
gonna starve.
percent. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Do you go fishing at all? Like, can you go fishing in the lakes there in Louisiana? Because you have so many lakes there.
Yeah, I've been to fishing. Like in our backyard, we have a small lake right here, so I
Yeah,
can do fishing.
yeah.
But I've been looking forward to get in. like into your place. You know, I've
Yeah,
seen a lot of lake, like I've seen a lot of fishes out
we
there.
do, and we have a personal pond for like
Yeah.
yeah, like what is that, a hectare or something? I don't know, a hectare to anyway. So yeah, you can do that when you come here. But anyway, so it's nearly 12, it's nearly 10,
Mhm.
but I have a friend that sadly her husband passed away, and I promised her after my Zoom I was gonna go check on her. This is a sad thing, her husband, we just met them, and I think I posted this, and their husband had a bad wreck 3 days ago, and she was with me. I was helping her with the papers, and that side by side, the one, Leslie, where you learn how to drive in my yard, like it's like that, and it hit a truck, and it flipped, and it
Oh.
flipped and rolled 3 times, and he got
Oh
ejected.
ma.
And so he passed, and so she was with me, and we were cooking like fish, here in my porch, and she's been trying to get a hold of her husband to pick her up, and so we talked to him like 2 o'clock, and this happened about 4 o'clock. So she was trying to get a hold of him, and nobody answered, and finally she got a message from the best friend, of the husband, one of the good friends, and said, "Call me." And so when she called and said, "Well, your husband just got sent in a helicopter to Little Rock to a hospital." And so I was driving her, taking her to, she doesn't drive yet, taking her, and we were in Ashflat about 20 minutes away when we got a call from a relative there that said that he already passed. And oh my gosh, I had to pull over because
Was it
upsetting. You don't know her. Her name
was
is
it the Filipino friends that have like one of your Filipino friends who has a husband that fishes every time, and you get like they get to share it to you too?
No, no, that's not
That's
it. No,
not the one.
no,
Yeah.
this is a new one. Remember, I told you I just met
Oh.
them. Yeah, they just got married like in February, but I
Oh
just
my
met them
God.
like last month, August. And so I've been helping them with their papers. So that was so devastating, to kind of experience. I talked to him that morning and said, "Hey, can I pick up Sarah because we need to do some paperwork, Salem's, their utilities are through Salem, electric company. I'm gonna take her there and make sure that her name's on everything. And so for her papers, and she said, "Yeah, go ahead." And so I picked her up, and that's when, the company even called him and he said, "Okay, that your wife will be added." And he talked and said, "Yes." So this was 2 hours before he passed. And so that is so devastating. So I cook a bunch of Filipino foods and all that and brought it over to her, some tuna sandwiches, all this. But today I need to cook some more stuff. But September the 20th is when they would like have a picnic on the river, and they would like scatter his ashes. And I was really hoping some of the Filipino friends would come and support her. I know you've not met her, but I really was hoping that some of us, to represent her culture, would come and actually join her and just kind of, cook some food. And they'll have a little, they call them celebration of life. So I'm hoping if you all have time and and want to come here, this will be a good time to do that, and we can do some cooking and things. So that would really help Sarah a lot. She
Yes,
doesn't
ma'am.
know very many people. She knows 2 Filipino friends. That's it, me and Hazel, and that's it. So yeah. So you all, and I always say this in our different organizations where I'm a part of in the Filipino community, that it doesn't matter if they're not a member, they are Filipinos, they are international teachers in different countries, we need to help them. If they need help. And I'm really that's my passion. I really want to help and yeah, to make sure that they are, because you've been there. I remember in 87 when I was here and alone. I felt like I only know my husband and his family. I didn't know anybody. So this is where she is right now. Anyway, okay. So I need thank you again, Leslie. I know we have some people that just now coming in, but
Thank you
I'm so
all.
sorry. I have to stop in a few minutes because I will have to go to see my friend. And we
Yes.
had our 3 awesome guest speakers, siblings, Leslie right here, and then Gerlie and Kim, Kim. Thank you so much. You all 3 just got an A+ from me.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for
Thank you so
Good,
much,
yeah.
everything.
Doc.
Good job. Hey,
Thank
Kim,
you.
your English is awesome. So don't worry
Yes.
about that, okay? I know you're shy, but you
Yeah.
did, you did a very good job sharing about your experiences in Louisiana, because and now I'm sure that Jerian, your wife, being a teacher there, she would have shared some things with you also, the things that she,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And
We
now
shared a
with you,
lot.
yeah, practicing and working in Walmart should help more even for your communication.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so during your interview, you'll do well because you're gonna have all these experiences and
Yes.
that. Yeah, and be sure, Kim, when you have your interview, to share the things that you learned. You
Yeah.
know, even walking out, working at Walmart, you learn some things like a teacher would learn, you know,
Mm-hmm.
as you already mentioned earlier. Yeah. Anyway, okay. So you have any last minute message before I go and greet the rest of the people that are here, but they've not talked?
We just
Any
want to
last
say thank
message?
you, ma'am. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for
We just
You're
want to
everything
say
welcome.
you're
thank you
doing.
so much, ma'am,
Yeah.
Doc
Thank you.
Marlena.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you all.
I'm
Thank you,
impressed with these
ma'am.
three
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
everyone.
Thank you. Yeah,
Bye
everyone,
bye.
if you're just now coming on, they have three of them, three siblings, a brother and two sisters already here in Arkansas and Louisiana. And so they must have a proud mother, to have this to have all these three kids working here. And this is actually Giselle's family. So Giselle, Giselle, I lost you and you came back. So anyway, what do you say about their sharing, Giselle?
Oh, that was awesome, Doc. I'm very proud of them. And I've learned so much from them, Doc.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I was telling Leslie at that chat, like as of now, it's just like I'm starting from scratch because again, because of my father passing. But then,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm trying to start again. Honestly, I am rewriting my resume and I'm going
Yeah.
to resend it to you maybe
Yeah.
this week.
Well,
So yeah,
good.
I'm
Because
starting
that's my
again.
motivation is I mean, the goal was to motivate everyone that don't give up. Look at them. Their whole family are here. Four teachers. So three teachers plus an in-law. So there's four teachers here from the same family. So it is doable. The key is doing well in the interview. That is the key. Giselle, you got that key. You are awesome at interviews. So you should be able, all you have to do is really find some schools and it continue. By the way, guys, everyone, the new visas for J1 and H1B are going to start October 1. So you need to be actively looking now at www.schoolspring.com or send me if I don't have your resume or updated resume and cover letter, do not address it to me, address it to the administrator or to the principal, superintendent, hiring committee, whatever. You do it that way. Don't put my name in there as a cover letter, okay? Because I don't have a school. I'm just helping you. But anyway, so if you do that, then start being active on www.schoolspring.com. And my email is mcculloughmarlena@gmail.com. You can look at my spelling down there in the bottom. But if I have it, I would always tell you like how to improve your resume. And these are some things you need to be doing. You have to be employed the current year. You cannot be unemployed as a teacher and still apply. You have to be employed. You have to have your master's degree. You have at least 3 years or more experience in the degree and the content that and the experience that you have. So your degree and your experience have to match. They have to be aligned. You cannot be a high school teacher teaching elementary and vice versa. That's not gonna count. They're not gonna let you. Okay. So if you have a high school secondary degree, you need to be teaching in high school or elementary. Okay. And what I found is that elementary teachers, it's harder for you to come compared to the high school. So you need to put in like some focus, like your math focus or science focus or whatever, and your higher level experiences, the fifth and sixth, they're called middle school in some places. So you can still teach that because I think how they do it is K4 and then 4-8 and then 9-12. Okay, so they would call some places they would call 4-8 like middle school, and then the 9-12 would be high school. So you still can, especially if you're not just a K3 teacher, if you have taught fourth grade and above. So that's still gonna be a chance for you. Okay, because we would joke here like elementary teachers like a dime a dozen because there's so many that would use that degree, that would take that degree, and then there's more people than jobs. So the supply is higher than the demand. But high school is the opposite. We have more needs at the high school. Okay. So I want you to be active in September so that October 1 comes and the visa is available. Then if you get a job, you should be easily get a job. And it's a matter of a couple of months. So if you get a job by September, you might be here before Christmas, before December. So that's something that you need to remember. So if you don't have your passport yet, if you don't have any of your FCE and all that good stuff, make sure you also do that. And if you're teaching in Arkansas, get your TOEFL, Teacher of English as a Foreign Language, because that is needed. Get it done there. Go to ets.org and you can do your TOEFL. all of the United States, all 50 states will need your praxis test. That praxis test can also be taken while you're in the Philippines. I think it's about 10,000 pesos possibly. What you can do is save your receipt because some schools would reimburse you. They would refund you if you were taking that. It's also under ets.org. Find a testing center and you can take that. Elementary has either you take a 1 4-hour test that covers all the 4 areas, the literacy, math, science, and social studies. But I would recommend do it one at a time. So you're doing 1 hour, but 4 times, because it's going to be overwhelming to sit there for 4 hours and it's hard. So you need to start with like math. Math is a universal language. So if you do elementary, if you do your math first, and then that way you'll be comfortable with looking at how the questions are set up. And then that way you know how to study for the other subjects. Okay. And if you can, get you a reviewer. This reviewer things that they sell, get those because those are so helpful. The format of the test, and you have a sample test that you can take. Those will help you know how it's going to be set up, the format of the test. Okay. So high school, your test will be specific. So if you're a high school, secondary, then you have a certain test for secondary test for literacy too. Okay. For the master's degree and above, it doesn't matter if you have administration or supervision degree, as long as you have your master's, that would help you because most J1 sponsors are now really wanting you to have your master's degree. So it's very common to see regular ed folks getting their special ed masters. I have seen it a lot because special ed is a very common thing that people need here, in America. And for those that want to teach in a big city, just Google the capital of the state and then teach there. There's always a need. Like Little Rock is the capital of Arkansas. So you say capital of Arkansas and you say Little Rock, then go to Little Rock School District and you will see that there's always like 100, 2 or 3 dozen, different jobs available because capitals usually have a lot of needs. Okay. So that's what you do if you want to live in a big city. But if you don't want to live in a big city, then you need to Google the, maybe the top 10 best performing schools and then small schools, or you can say a population of less than whatever. I think small schools considered like less than 1,000 students, K-12. That's a small school. And that would be in more of a province-like area. So anyway, but you can always use the map. You use a map and see where they are compared to the capital. In a map of the US, you'll see a star or the capital. Now, for example, the star in the middle of the state is Little Rock, and I'm 3 hours up. I'm 3 hours north. I'm close to Missouri. So you can see like how far away am I from the capital? Am I willing to live that far? Because it's like a province. Your Asian store is gonna be, to me, it's 45-minute drive for me to go to an Asian store, but it's okay. You can buy rice in Walmart. So, and Walmart's everywhere. It's 20 minutes for me for a nearest Walmart. It's like a Gaisano for us there. Okay. All right. So let me think. Giselle, I talked to Giselle. Ethel, do you want to talk to me before we leave? I know. Have you been here the whole time or you just came in? You've been here the whole time, right?
I have been the whole time, Doc.
Yeah.
It's just
Hi,
that I
nice.
kept,
Okay.
yeah.
So any
I
comments
have
on
a
the
question.
speakers? You have a question? Yeah.
Yes, Doc, I have a question. Actually, I've been to States for 2 months. We just vacation
Okay.
because I have a 10-year visa,
Oh,
and then
nice.
I saw America, and it was really such a wonderful place to stay. And I stayed with my parents and my siblings who are nurses there.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm a graduate of psychology, and I have a certificate in. I'm a licensed teacher because I took my 18 units in of education, and I finished my MA GC in guidance and counseling, and now I'm taking my MA again in SPED, and I'm also a shadow teacher right now. But my experience was so brief as a preschool teacher for 3 years only, because I attended to my children. Now they're big enough, so I went back to school because when I saw America, it was really so beautiful, and I want to go back to America and work there soon, Lord willing, because my daughter is taking her nursing,
Yeah.
and she will be going to America. And I saw that it would not if I will be with her, I don't want to stay at home because no one is going to talk with me. So I wanted to work as a teacher.
Right.
That's why I thought of going back to school. Now, ma'am, my question is, since I only had 3 years preschool teaching, and that was such a long time, and I just came back to school as a shadow teacher now, and I had I sped teacher. I As a SPED teacher, I had two children that I'm taking. One is autism and the other one is ADHD. They are both inclusive in grade 5, because here in Philippines they include the SPED with the
Right.
regular kids. Now,
Right.
but I'm taking my SPED masters now. Um, is there a possibility that I can apply there? What is
Um,
your thought on this?
well, what was your preschool experience part of a public school, or was it like just a private daycare thing?
No, it's a private school, and I had experience for 1 year in public school. However, when I went to the public school to get certification from them, the it's so sad that the building was burned,
Oh,
totally
okay.
burned. So they cannot see my, they cannot give me any
Yeah, you'll have to show a 3 years of experience in the degree that you have. So, for example, your
Okay.
elementary, you need to have 3 years elementary. If you're high school,
Yeah.
you need to have 3 years high school. Okay? Because otherwise they won't hire you. They will not hire, they will not, because the visa sponsor won't let you. They will not accept you.
Okay.
Okay. So, and that, because that is a requirement. It's a requirement that you have to be teaching now if, for example, if you're elementary teacher applying for elementary, you have to be in elementary teaching now. You cannot be like just going to school and not teaching, because you won't qualify. You have to be a
But
current teacher.
I'm a current teacher now, ma'am.
Okay. But what are you teaching now?
SPED teacher.
Are you a
SPED.
SPED teacher? How many years have you been a SPED teacher?
No, I just came back.
Oh,
I
okay. So
just
this is your
came
first year.
back.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
You need at least 3 years. Okay. Or
Oh,
maybe I mean
3 years.
2 years, maybe, but 2 or 3 years as a SPED. If you're gonna apply for SPED, you need to have that many years of SPED. Okay.
Okay,
Because
ma'am.
and you really need to learn how to you need to be studying IDEA.org. That is the law here in special ed, and that will tell you exactly how the placement, and you can see the difference between how it's that the special ed's placed in the Philippines compared to America. So IDEA.org.
Idea.
Yeah,
Org.
idea.org.
Okay, ma'am.
You do that, and that would be the law. That would be the special ed law in here in the US, and it will tell you the things to know, because those are some things that's the questions will coming from there. When you get your interview, a bunch of the question will come from the idea law. Okay.
Okay,
So
ma'am.
yeah, so
Okay.
IDEA, yeah, make sure you study those really well, about how to place them, what are the paperwork, what are some accommodation, all these things, a bunch of things. You can even Google what are some special ed questions to be asked in America for teacher interview. Google those and have a list, and then practice the answer. If you have an interview set up, you're welcome to email me, and we can do a practice one-on-one. Okay. I
Okay, ma'am.
also have
Yeah.
videos. If you're not a member of my ITSA group on Facebook, just find me, Google me under ITSA, International Teacher Support in America. And I also have an ITSA YouTube group. So you can, all my videos, this is number 106. All of my videos from number one, Zoom, are there. So you can just,
Okay.
yeah. And there are some bunch of them that we talked about special ed. There's some special ed teachers that are now here that talked about their interview. So you may want to watch, you have to watch the whole thing, just kind of fast forward. Some people,
Yes,
if you
ma'am.
go to my playlist, you can just play that, and you can be doing whatever you're doing, and you can just listen to it, because yeah, the playlist we just automatically play the next video. But yeah, that's what I would recommend. I want to say number 80 and up have so many good stuff in it. How I know, because I had to go back and look at those old videos to see some people that were good at speaking, like so I could recommend it to administrators. So that's why attending the Zoom is important, because you're recorded. And I would always ask the administrator, go to my YouTube. I want you to watch video number whatever, and you can see this teacher talking to me. So,
Okay.
so yeah, so Ethel, I will just tell that person that possibly will hire you. Said, okay, Ethel is a number 106 video. So your English is
Okay,
very fluent.
ma'am.
That's good. That's very, yeah, I think you would not have any problems communicating, which is a good thing. That's number one is fluency. Because the number one thing that they're worried about is that can the students understand this teacher? Okay, and the second thing they worry about is classroom management. Can this teacher control the students? So those are the two that they need to see. Fluency. Of course, the third thing is knowledge of students, knowledge of content. Do you know your stuff? You know how to teach, you know, but really they want to see that you're fluent, because it could be you know how to teach, but then you cannot speak really clear English. People will be, teachers was, I mean, students would say, well, I failed this subject because I don't even understand the teacher. And then they would tell their parents, and their parents would like, well, my child should have passed because you hired a teacher that cannot speak well. So that's why it's so important for us. And we don't have any problems with that in the Philippines, because we really have English speaking. I think we're the number 3 or number 4 English speaking country in the world. Our population is so high on English. That's why we have actually replaced India as the number 1 on, outsourcing. You have this IT part to answer calls. We have replaced India to be the highest now. The Philippines, they use more Filipinos now because of the English. So, and you got that. So good job. So that I'm proud of you though, that you have been here on a tourist visa. Do you have you have a green card visa? Do you have a green card?
No,
What do you have?
just a 10-year visa.
10-year
And all of
tourist
us,
visa?
all my children and I.
Okay, tourist visa. Is that from your parents?
Yeah, tourists. My parents are there because my sisters are in Minnesota, ma'am, a nurse.
Okay. But how did she
Yeah.
get the 10-year thing? She just
Me,
uh-huh.
I applied for a tourist visa, ma'am.
And they give you 10
We
years.
applied that. Yeah, we were given 10-year visa.
Nice. Very
The
good. Because most of the time they give you
my
6 months.
all of us.
Huh?
What, ma'am? All of us.
Nice.
My children
Well,
and
you're
my
lucky
husband.
because a lot of time they give you 6 months. That's all. So you have a multi, permit then to go, to come back and
Yeah,
forth for 10
ma'am.
years.
Yeah.
Very good. So she must have a really good financial thing, because a lot of times they go with that. To sponsor someone, you had to have at least $26,000 income, and then for every person, additional is 5,000 more. So if you have a person, if you're sponsoring a mother and a son or daughter, then that's 26,000 plus 5,000. So you have to make at least 31,000 on papers on the tax return for you to be able to sponsor those people. That's kind of
No,
hard.
it's not me who was sponsored. It's my sister who's a
Yeah,
nurse in
it's
Minnesota,
the sister
ma'am.
that did
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So obviously she makes
Yeah.
money. Yeah.
She's only she only had 1 year experience that time, and she was able to, oh, no, not even 1 year. She was able to bring my parents in
Yeah.
America.
It's easy to bring, especially if she was in H-1B and she got her green card, and she got
Yeah.
her parents to come. Yeah. But the parents would not be able to get their green card until she is a citizen. She has to be a citizen
Yeah.
after 5 years. And then she's
No,
5 years.
3 years, ma'am.
Is it 3 years if she's
3
married
years.
military? Is she married to a
Oh, okay.
military guy?
No, ma'am. But
It's only
she told us that she's a citizen this year.
Okay, well, maybe they changed it.
Yeah.
Back then, when in
Yeah.
1987, when I was here, I had to wait 5 years to do it.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyhow, all right. Well, congratulations, Ethel. And I want you to just continue to
Mhm.
work on that. And
Yes,
then
ma'am.
yeah, check with www.schoolspring.com and for jobs
I
later
will
when you're
do.
ready. Yeah, you
Thank
have to
you,
be ready,
ma'am.
okay? All right. Thank you
Yes,
for the
ma'am.
question. Okay, Maria Leonora, do you have anything to say? Or Maria Amelia? Any of you, the two Marias? And Emilia's here. Nice, Emilia. Emilia, I
Hello,
have not
Dad.
talked to Glenn. Who is talking? Emilia.
Yes, Emilia.
Hi,
Yes.
Emilia. I have not talked to Glenn. I have been busy, as you heard me talk about, my friend lost her husband. So I've been really, helping her out. So that's, I've not been able to contact anybody. So, but October 1 is the new visa. So be working on stuff. Okay. Just
Okay.
do www.schoolspring.com and go to apply at the capitals of different cities. And
Okay.
they should have lots of opening. They should
Okay.
have. Yeah. Okay. So thanks again for
So,
attending. Anything new with you? You have anything new?
Yes, Glenn responded to my mail and so gave me some links to uh,
He
fill
did. Good
some
job.
forms. Yeah.
Well, good. Did you apply?
So yes, I'm only left with the introduction video. I don't know whether if I do it, I could send it to you for you to check before I can send it to him,
Yeah.
or I can add
Yeah.
it to the.
Yeah, send it to him because he will have it on file. He has already helped 15,000 teachers, maybe more now. So he has been in
Okay.
business for a long time. So he knows his stuff. And you can trust him. He's a
Okay.
nonprofit. So if he
Yes.
charge anything at all, maybe 500, $1,000, not like the 5, 6,000 other people charge, but it's all for good cause because
Yes.
it's nonprofit. Yeah. So
Okay.
he's the only third party really that I actually would trust. The others, I would go straight with the designated visa sponsors that they have to be the sponsor themselves. But Glenn is connected to 3 or 4 different visa sponsors. So he was actually going to be given so many visa slots. So he could get
Okay.
150 from 4 different places, you know. So that's why he has that power. To me, he's got that power to help others. So yeah, and make sure you follow his page. So you follow his
Yes.
page. That way you know
I
he will.
subscribe.
Yeah, he always posts like the openings that they have. So that would be good to know. So for everyone
Okay.
else, it's a Glenn is a Minga House.
Minga
It's a
House.
Minga
Yes.
House. If you just Google Minga House Foundation, that is my friend Glenn is the Galindo, is the guy that had founded it. And he is a really nice guy. He's from Colombia. He's actually American and now based in Colombia. And I talked to him a few times, and he'd always say, "Hey, come over and see me." I said, "One of these days, you don't know what you're talking about. You know, if you're just saying that and not really mean it, I'm gonna be showing up there." No, not right now. We have my husband some health issues, so I really cannot leave the country. But yeah, one of these days we might, when we all feel well, that it would be nice to go abroad, especially go in the Philippines, in fact. But anyway, so Emilia, you're always so sweet to be active on Facebook. That's what you've been doing, and then you attend Zoom. So thank you. If I
Welcome.
ever
Thank you
get an
very
interview,
much.
that's what I do. I could actually tell them so many videos where you are in it. I said, if you want to see how Amelia looked like and talk like, go to this video number. You know, that's why I actually do that. I would actually go back to the videos, and I have been having a notebook where I put down, as Amelia for 2 minutes or whatever. I've been doing that so I can go back and say, hey, look at this particular video, and then minute number, whatever. I've done that before. So because
Okay.
administrators don't have much time. So I usually have to be specific and tell them, look at YouTube and look at this. So, but everyone else that's watching this, I hope you do go to YouTube and subscribe, because I only have 686 and I have 9,000 Facebook members. So what happened to you guys? And I only need 1,000 on Facebook for us to do, better on the revenue and all this. And I would usually use these revenues, if we get any, for field trips for teachers that are here. So
Okay.
anyway, yeah, so support us, and I'll give it back to the teachers. So the last trip we had, we went to Dallas, Texas, and I would like to go to other places with them. But anyway, all right. So Amelia, thanks again. Any question for us or for the speakers, Leslie, Gerlie, and Kim?
So they have really educated us. Like they were saying, don't think that maybe your country you are not that developed. And so when you come to the US, you are going to learn a lot. So the most important thing is for you to have a good mindset, and you are good to go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we are still keeping on.
That's a very good
Yeah.
message you learn from that. Yeah, growth mindset is the best. That's what you need to learn, not fixed mindset. You have to be open
Yeah.
to grow. And that's what you're saying, right? You're open to grow, you're open to improve. You're not too proud to say, well, I already know everything. You should never do that, because then you're a fixed mindset. Nobody wants to hire a fixed mindset. I would never hire somebody that would act to me like, well, I already know it all. Nobody likes a know-it-all. I would rather have a humble person, like those three. The siblings are so humble. They're so gifted, but yet they don't act like they are, because they are so humble. And that's really impressive to me, that a bunch of us here, including you, Emilia, are very humble and not braggart, not like, oh, and you can tell. And I try not to come out that way. My husband, my son were like, yeah, mom, you're humble bragging. Filipinos are humble bragging. Yeah, we kind of do that. Like, yeah, act humble, but then you're bragging. So, so you have to watch for that sometimes. But anyhow, yeah. So that's something, and I would love for you to come to America, Amelia, and be joining us. So I start calling, don't just say Filipino teachers, say international teachers, because there's a lot of
Teachers,
people from
yes.
other countries. Yeah. But I'm
Yeah.
guilty about just saying Filipino teachers sometimes. So sometimes I would tell ChatGPT, replace all Filipino teachers to international teachers.
International teachers.
Yeah, when I start writing something, rewriting something. But anyway, all right. So thank you for that comment. And
Thank
I'm
you
gonna
so
call.
much.
Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna call Maria, any of the Marias, Maria Amelia or Maria Leonora, if you want to have a comment about the three speakers or questions for them, this is the time before I leave. Maria
Hi,
Leonora?
Dr. Marlena.
Yeah, do you have any question for our speakers? What do you think about the speakers and the learning you got?
Uh, it's very encouraging and very have a positive mindset, as what Emilia says a while ago.
Yeah.
And it boosts me to encourage me to pursue my application.
Very good. That's exactly
Because
the goal I had in mind, that if they just hear from this three, they would be encouraged, because I want you
yes,
to be encouraged. Like, don't give up. Look at this. Our
I
population,
nearly
our
give up,
Zoom is,
Dr.
huh?
Marlena.
Yeah,
I nearly give up.
really. Yeah,
But
don't give
then,
up, because you see the people are here, they are thriving, and they may have
yes,
experience, the up and down, like Leslie mentioned.
yes,
You
yes,
do, you help your family a lot. Yeah,
yes,
we're talking 10 times what you make in the Philippines is 10 times that. You're a
yes.
millionaire. You're making 3
I'm
million.
always thinking, if I got a job offer there in 1 month, I can receive 500 pesos, a half a million. I think that's
No, it's
300,000
about,
pesos
let me
a month
think. Let me think. About 6,000, about 300,000, for about 300,000 something pesos, because it's 3 million
yeah,
for the whole year. So
for the
nine
whole year.
months. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
If
About,
you work here in the
yeah, 3 months,
Philippines
but
for
yeah.
1 year, you earn for 1 month to 2 months in America, you just earn here in the Philippines for 1 year.
Yeah.
So it's very big
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah. Big difference. Yeah. But you have to remember, you
It
also,
gives me motivation, Dr.
yeah.
Marlene. It gives
But
me
you're also
motivation.
spending dollars though. So you still have to budget.
Yes.
Just like Kim had mentioned, that you still have a budget. Because some people, they
Yes.
come to America and they will get a credit card, they'll fill it up. They don't have a budget and they struggle. They would struggle because they, instead of just staying under 30%, credit utilization, they would just fill up their card. And so then when the bill comes, they can't pay it. And then you are hit with 30%, interest rate. And that's killing you. Okay, so
Yes.
just remember that it doesn't matter if you make a lot of money, you just need to also budget still, right? Okay, so any
Yes.
question for
One
any
of my
of the,
co-teacher, one of my co-teacher is now in Texas. He always tells us that he's already 2 years there, and he tells us that he do not eat outside.
yeah,
He always cook
good.
eat
That's
their
it.
house to
Going
earn
out
money.
is it takes a lot of money. And you go out, you don't even, unless you go to a Filipino restaurant. In Texas, there's a lot of Filipino
Yes.
restaurants. That would be the only time that it's worth it to me. Otherwise, it's much better to cook. The other day I was cooking chicken, and my husband loves chicken wings. So I was making chicken wings, and I said, dear, this is like 60 cents, like 3 pesos. 30 pesos. Yeah. Anyway, for chicken wings, and if we go out to eat, this will be like so
It's
much
very
more.
expensive.
Yeah, you have to buy. Yeah, it's much more expensive. And I had vegetables with it. I had rice. I had cornbread and all this. And
Yes.
our meal was maybe $1 something compared to when you go out to eat in America
Yes.
anymore. You cannot get out for less than $10 per person. So if you have a
Yes.
family of three, you're spending $30 or more. And my daughter Stephanie, so funny. She would always like not order the drinks here is like $3.99. That's $4. That's about 200 pesos just for the drink. So she would order water with ice, and she would ask for
Yes.
lemon. She would make her own lemonade.
Like
And
here in the Philippines, when you eat in the carinderia, you just ask sabaw.
also
You just ask
okay.
soup.
As for the
You
soup,
just ask soup. Yeah.
soup is
You
cheap.
just ask
Yeah.
for the soup.
Soup is cheap. When I was going to Philippines in college, we were so poor. There's six of us, but my mom would only give us 5 pesos, which is about 10 cents in our country now here, right? And so that's enough for like to go with a jeepney, and I have like 1 peso left. Okay, and 1 peso can buy mongo soup. That's lentil soup.
Yes.
And I would bring my own rice, and I would buy that soup to put in my rice. And that's what I ate, because they have different soup too. But that's what I would do. I would bring my own rice, so I don't have because I didn't have the money to pay for it, and because there's six of us going to school, all of us we went to school, and so Mama had to budget, whatever the allowance was. So yeah, you have to go through that, and then I help my niece, and they need a lot of allowance now, a lot more. Yeah. So
I
anyway,
just
yeah.
want to tell Dr. Marlena because I don't know, I applied, I sent many resume in different sites,
Uh-huh.
schoolspring.com,
Uh-huh.
and one of these emailed me, and it's Anaya's Way Immigration Consultancy, and I am in doubt because I don't know if it's a legit agency or a visa sponsor. I don't know, but
You
I do not want to pursue because they emailed me to send these requirements, and I have an intake form to fill in, and I had a due date have a due date on September 8th and September 9th. In an interview, a video interview, I did not pursue it because I'm in doubt and I don't know if it's a legit agency.
did they say they were connected with a school? Did they say they're connected to the school, or how did they get your name?
I don't know because I submitted many resume,
Okay.
and they emailed
Well,
me, and I
yeah.
googled their I googled that agency, and that is Anaya's Way. It's a non-profit organization, and I don't know if it's a legit because I'm scared I might be scammed.
Yeah, yeah, you don't want to be scammed, but you go to if you Google the designated visa sponsors,
Yes.
okay, I'm gonna do it right now. Designated visa sponsors, J1 US, and I'm gonna, when you get that, there's the word bridge on it, and that's the one there's the word bridge on it, designated visa sponsor list. I'm gonna give you the link right now, and
Okay.
you go to the teacher program. Okay, there's a lot of programs there, so I'm gonna go down and go to the teacher already. So when you get it, those are all teachers, and that's what you need to be. If they're not on this list, they're not visa sponsor that's designated by the Department of State, by the US. So so you need to be careful about that, is make sure that
Yes.
they are on this list. Okay, let me see.
Okay. Thank
Teacher,
you.
teacher, teacher, teacher.
It's a recruit. It's a Anaya's Way Immigration Advocates.
I don't
It's
think I'm not familiar with that, but go ahead, and I'm
yes.
gonna put this on our chat here, so you can copy and paste this, everybody.
All right. Thank you,
Um,
Dr. Marlene.
yeah, if you copy this and look at the list, make sure that you go to teachers. Okay, here we go. Okay, that is the list of the uh visa.state.gov. Anytime that you see the word gov, that means government agency. That's usually a good one. That means it's a US
Okay.
government thing. So gov is the one, okay? The .com would be something that anybody could have, but the gov had to be the US government. That's a good sign. And
Okay.
it said, yeah, how to, and then sponsorship. Yeah. That's what, copy and paste that for those that need to have that for a list of visa sponsors. J1 visa sponsors, they have to be on that list before they can be a sponsor. Okay, so anybody,
Okay.
if you want to know if they're in that list, you need to Google that. Okay, and so I Googled J1 visa sponsor US, and then the first thing that come up had the word bridge on it, bridge participant. That's the one. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So any
Okay.
other question? That's a good question, by the way. Any other question or comments?
Okay. That's all, Dr. Marlena.
That's all?
I
Okay.
already opened already the link.
Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. We have Rainier now coming in. We're about to close, but yeah, thank you again, Maria Leonora. And
Thank
most
you,
people,
Doc.
yeah, thank you. So anybody else? We had our three speakers, and they already talked. And Let me see. Sam, do you have any question or comment? Were you here when they were talking, the three siblings? Sam?
Yes, hello,
Yeah. Were you
good
able to listen to
evening.
Leslie, Gerlie, and Kim Kim?
Yes,
Do you have
yes.
any question for them or comment to them?
One of the phrase that I learned from them is um you have to listen, you have to accept what is good for your growth, for your development.
Mm-hmm.
In short, be open-minded
Very good.
and willing to improve yourself
Yeah.
because even if you have the position or the diploma in your gallery or in your portfolio, you still have um, room for improvement. So
Always.
you're going
Always.
to,
Yeah.
yes.
Always. Yeah.
So
That's
be
that's
open
very good
minded.
learning. Leslie and Girly and Kim Kim, everybody's learning that growth mindset from you guys. So good job. And what else? Do you have any other comment or
Yes.
question for them? Did that motivate you? Did that help you feel like it's doable?
Yes.
Is it?
Actually, yes, yes, very encouraging, and it really gives me more heart to improve and gives me more encouragement to pursue my dreams to
Mm-hmm.
become a J1 teacher in USA.
Yeah.
Actually, I am one of those people or those teachers in the Philippines who are aspiring to join this Zoom meeting. Actually, um, I sleep. Then when my son cried, I opened my Facebook. Then it's the notification pops up. Then, oh, this really a good time. So
Yeah.
I
Good
joined the
timing.
Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
Yes. So because I'm waiting for this opportunity to join the Zoom meeting in your um, page,
Uh-huh.
but then I was not able to join the last time many times because I'm a follower a year ago. Then it's been a year,
Yeah,
but
it's
then
okay. We don't change
have
that,
this
okay, Sam?
chance.
Sam, it's gonna be the same link every time. So you keep that because you don't I don't if you don't get an invitation from me, you use that and you can come in. Okay? Just remember we skip every other. So we next week we won't have any and a week after we will. So this is September 6th, so 13 we won't have it, but September 20 we'll have one. Okay? Yeah. Good
Yes,
question. But
but
you are very
actually,
fluent already too, girl. You're already good. You're already fluent. So keep it up. Okay?
yes. Actually, this is not my email ad. I'm not use my email ad is on my phone. Then I use this cell phone of my partner since the internet is down.
Down. Yeah.
So yes, he has the only load for Zoom meeting. So I grabbed the opportunity to use his phone.
Good for you.
So this is it.
Yeah. Well, go
Yeah.
to go to our YouTube if you're not a member or subscriber of our YouTube yet. It's ITSA, and you Google Marlena McCullough. You will see my page, and then
Yes.
Google. I mean, subscribe to us so you will see all my videos from uh, Zoom one where Leslie's there, Zoom one all the way to now. This is Zoom number 106. Okay, so we have that
Yeah.
many videos. So you can just skim and scan and see if there's some learnings that you want to, you have to watch every minute of it, but just I would skip and skim and scan. That's what I would do. But
Yeah.
I would encourage that because there's so many videos where we talked about strategies, where we talk about all kinds of things. Okay? All right. Okay, so
Okay.
you don't, but finally I got to meet you. That's good.
Thank you so much for
Thank
the
you. Thank you
time.
so much. Okay, who else? I mean, did I miss anybody? I don't want, I hate for folks to like attend and then they don't ever get opportunity to speak. So Margie, do you have anything, Margie?
Hi, Doc. It's my first time to attend
Oh,
a meeting, yeah,
welcome.
a meeting like this. The same thing as Mom Leslie, it popped up in my FB, and then I said, "Oh, I want to attend," because I used to apply months ago,
Yeah,
but
you give up?
I gave up, Mom. Doc, why? Because one time when I was interviewed, after the interview, she said that I passed, but there's payment. But
Ah,
then my husband told me and my other friends who are teachers in US, they said that it's okay to pay. And then, but then I told myself I'm gonna save first before I start.
but did they
And then
want the payment from you from the school part, or is it somebody from a third person agency?
it's agency.
Yeah, you have to be careful with that
Yeah,
because
it's an
if you're a member of our group, ask me because I kind of very familiar with the groups that are good. And so don't just pay money to the agency, to those third party agency because they're no good. As a bunch of them are no good. There's some that are good, but I know Minga House Foundation, Minga House is with Glenn. He's good. He's a third party, but he doesn't charge very much, a nonprofit. And he already is connected already to 3 or 4 different visa sponsors. So he's legitimate. Okay. And I could vouch for him. But anybody else, I do not know them. I will not vouch. Culturalvistas.org, Caroline is the founder of that. And it's also good, but they are visa sponsors. They're not a third party. So culturalvistas.org
okay.
is
Doc, my big question is, am I still be hired because I'm 52 already?
they don't care about there's no age discrimination in the US. They don't even look at that. You're not even supposed to put it anywhere in your resume anyway. Do not put it there because they're not supposed to have discrimination. And Leslie knows that. Leslie was over there shaking. Yeah, they don't worry about that. The first question that somebody asked me was like, "I'm 40 years old. Am I still able to?" I'm like, "Girl, I'm already in my 50s."
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
You're
uh,
5 years younger than me.
okay. But then I remember a friend of mine. She's a math teacher in US, and she's also 52 when she went there. Now she's 54.
Yeah, they don't worry about the age, okay? Don't worry about that. Yeah.
I thought, yeah, I thought, Doc, it's the specialization because her major is math and mine is English.
Mhm.
So automatically, I'll be teaching students who are speaking English. Maybe I might not be hired.
No, they high school teachers are actually easily higher than elementary. So you have a bigger chance than elementary. So I
And
would recommend
yes.
you to continue.
Uh, and Doc, when I heard about the primary teachers are better than secondary teachers, from the vlogs, from the interviews that I've watched, and I what I did, I got a course now. I got a course last year, and now I am on my what they call this um thesis writing.
Mm,
So yeah, I
congratulations.
got Master of Arts in early childhood development in the
Okay.
Philippines.
Well,
I
if
I
you
am
have
now
a
in
master
Qatar.
in what are you teaching now? What grades are you teaching?
Year 9 here in Qatar, international school.
Okay, well, it's not gonna align. If you're gonna be elementary, your degree is in elementary, your bachelor's. What's your bachelor's in?
S- Bachelor in secondary education,
Okay.
major in English.
Okay, so you already have at least 3 years of experience in that field.
In the Philippines, I got 21 years as high school English
Oh,
teacher,
you're
and
fine.
here it's my fourth academic year of
Yeah,
teaching English
you're
also.
fine. You're fine. You should be okay. That yeah, keep applying, okay? And I think your
Uh,
Qatar experience would also help you. Make sure you put that there in your cover letter that I'm currently teaching in Qatar because that the administrators would think of it like, okay, you already got out of the country, so you have all these other experiences to deal with diverse kids. And
yes, with
yeah,
different
yeah,
nationalities.
different nationalities.
I
So you
survived
mentioned
though.
that. Yeah. So you mentioned that because that should help you. Okay. That's a plus.
Thank
Yeah.
you, though.
Okay. You have any comment to Leslie or Gerlie or Kim on what they spoke about? You have any question for them or comment? What do you think about their speeches, about their talks? Were you here? Were you here, Marge? Nandito kayo? Marge, were you here whenever the three speakers talk or no?
I wasn't able to listen to them because
Okay. Yeah, you were one of the
I
people
I
that
was
just popped up. Yeah. I think there were a couple that just popped up. Some people left. So that's okay. This is what's how it's set up. You can just pop in and out, and because it's recorded, you can just go watch it on Facebook or on YouTube. Yeah, hopefully you will go to those Facebook supporters also go to our YouTube. It's ITSA, okay? International Teacher Support in America plus my name. Because if you just put ITSA, there's other ITSAs there. So you have to put my name with it, and then it would show my page. Okay, it has more than 500 videos there. So different things. But anyhow, so we'll have to close up now, and I want to thank everyone for coming, especially my speakers, Leslie, Gerlie, and Kim, the three siblings. And you really shared some really awesome things, some really amazing things that are motivating to students, to potential teachers that are coming here to impact students. So, and Giselle, thank you for being my co-host today. And I don't know where Mike is, but we missed. He might wake up and we already got done. But and Margie, thanks for attending. I like that.
thank
I
you
like this. I pray
for
for the world. I love that cover that you have. Anyway, okay. So continue to make a difference in the lives of kids, and you are making a difference. So I commend you, and have a great week. Okay. Okay. Bye bye.
thank you, Doc.
Thank you.
Bye
Bye,
bye,
ma'am.
Doc.
Thank you so
Bye,
much.
Thank you,
Thank you,
guys.
everyone.
Doc.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
Giselle.
Thank you so
Bye.
Bye bye.
much.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye,
Thank you.
Thank you
everyone.
so
Bye bye.
much.